Start streaming. Okay, let's wait for our good rap in there talking regular. Oh, yeah, start. Yo, the chat is so funny. Oh, man, let's get this rolling tweet popping. I see YouTube is listening. They're saying the things I like to see with stream health. All right, YouTube looks good, and we are live. Welcome to the Iron Lords Podcast and the lordsofgaming.net, episode number 129. And it's another glorious Sunday. We're back at the round table on the Lord's Day. And we've got Halo's Infinite's future. Oh, J-Dub's in here. PlayStation. Yo, literally, the minute I said that, he's like, yo. PlayStation release details. Sony EU layoffs. Coalition banning Gears 5 players. And Stadia negative latency to discuss. So we gonna get right into it. Yes, J-Dub, we know why you are here. School talk in the building. What's going on, man? So let's introduce the four horsemen of gaming. Those original lords of the realm here at the round table. My co-host with the co-most. My brother from another mother. The difficult game conqueror. Lord of reviews and the how of the young wolf. My man, Lord Addict, how you doing, sir?
I'm going crazy over Destiny 2's raid. Shout out to all the people who act like they know what they're talking about on LFG, but really you don't. Look, man, if only thing you watch is the Cactus HD video, and that makes you believe that you know what's going on, why don't you not go on LFG? Go to the beginners only and go there.
Yo, I'm going to need you to get a super chat, sir, from Rap.
Yeah, get the super chat on Rap, because Rap, on God and them.
We got a $2 super chat from
Basic
Radio Arcade Podcast saying Halo Infinite will be delayed.
Yo,
you know what, Brap, you might be on to something.
Brap, on God and them. Day and date, the drop. You want to bet your knees on that, Brap?
Ooh, we doing knees with Brap.
Because Brap, we can have you on camera. You can unbox your knees. You can unbox your knees and send them to me.
I feel like we might have to get Brap in here and do a bend the knees segment.
Yeah, I don't know.
Man, he gonna bend the hell out them knees if he keep running around with that rhetoric. We know how you do, Captain Flip Flop. You better put your slippers back on.
Yo, what's going on, DJ Sig? I already see Kenny's Palium. Meds in the. Oh, this gonna be a fun one. The chat lit already. So what else, man? Just frustrated with people in the raid, Addict, man. They just not listening.
Yeah, I feel like people have a very strong sense of I didn't do nothing wrong, it's your fault, and makes me want to come through the mic and just strangle people.
I feel you.
But you know, I'm a peaceful individual, so I'm not gonna strangle anyone. But you know, I don't know yet. Let's keep going though.
No doubt. And what you picked up Zelda's Awakening, right?
Yeah, I'll talk more about that next week. I only got like 30 minutes in it. Like I can't really put a whole lot of validation on my opinion on it.
No doubt.
I literally just got my sword and got into a forest and pretty much had to close it. So.
You play the old one, right, Addict, or no?
Nah, he's too young for that. What are you talking about? That came out on Game Boy, the monochrome.
On the vomit green, yeah, I remember.
Shout out to Jameson, Anchorman, Depths. There's a lot of good faces in there. But
shout out for people showing up all of a sudden.
On 11. I see y'all, man. We love that. I like to see our regular faces at this time. That's what's up, man. And of course, we had our most technical gaming lord, the solo gamer who lives for the single player selfish experience, and also the Sostradamus, Mr. Offline Profile Illuminati and Lord Patreon of the Iron Bank, my man, Lord Sovereign. How you doing, sir?
Good morning, gentlemen. What's going on?
You sound like you trying to serve those knees up. You ready to put those knees on the platter and slide those over to me?
You the new Arthur Fleck. You just making up your own realities.
Last week.
He the Joker.
Hey, listen, last week I let you run with Addict with all that crap, but you ain't running from this one, bro. Yo, stuff looking kind of spooky over there. Your knees look like they on deck.
What's up? You know what makes me laugh though? And shout out to Lord Hazardor for putting an extra battery in King's back that does not exist.
The world knows about your knees, bro.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now. First of all, let's go back in time for a minute.
You got them screw-on knees, right? Screw them off.
Let's go back. Now stop trying to filibuster. Stop trying to the human filibuster. Be quiet.
Oh, get us off.
Let's remember the king is the one who bet that there would be no backwards compatibility
Bruh.
after they announced backwards compatibility. Who does
Yes,
that?
that's right. After
Who
they said
does
it,
that?
I knew they're a liar.
Who does that? That's
I knew
what
they
I'm
was
saying.
gonna lie. What happened last week?
So let's
Bring
remember
them
that
knees
one of
over
them
to me,
knees,
boy.
King already PayPal'd me one of his knees. His
Yo,
knees
you know what's so
his
funny?
Knee, his knee is in escrow.
Yo,
His
listen,
knee is
stop,
straight in escrow.
stop,
escrow?
He's just delaying. He's
listen,
just delaying.
stop
If he
running
doesn't
from
want-
it. You can run from it.
He
You
doesn't
can
want
hide
me
from
to
it.
kick his
I
other leg out from under him. That's
Listen,
all.
I told you.
No. I told you it's my turn, filibuster.
I'm putting
It's
all the
my
rings on
turn,
now. All the
filibuster.
rings is coming on now.
then-
And we
so then
about to
all of a
Thanos
sudden-
snap your ass.
Let's
He
solve
keeps
get
moving
off.
the
Let's solve
goalposts.
Solve's cooking right now. Let's
He
solve
keeps
get off.
moving the goalposts. All of a sudden now, the bet never had anything to do with certain games being back compatible, some games not
None
being.
is gonna be back
It
compatible.
was never.
None.
Let us remember that the bet was there's going to be backwards compatibility or not. You already
You're gonna
lost
pay
that
for
one.
it. You're gonna pay
You
for it.
lost that one.
I said you're going to pay for it.
So
Day
you're going to pay for it.
date.
You're going to pay for games you don't already own. Yes.
You're gonna pay for
They're
everything.
not going to give you free
stuff
games.
Stuff you own. You're gonna put it in, and
Oh,
a dollar sign gonna pop up. It's
Tell
gonna
me
go,
something. How does what you just said have anything to do with what you were talking about on Twitter all week?
Well, let's just say this. Okay.
Nothing
I was
at
gonna jump in.
all.
The only thing I was going to say is when we get to the PlayStation 5 discussion, there is a new report, and we'll revisit the knees between you two. You know, there's some things going on, and for context, we will revisit this. But other than that,
Other than King,
other than you requesting, actually,
hey,
Saul,
Dizzy, being that you are so heavily invested, I want you to mail order your knees over this way, please, sir.
So we got the $2 super chat with Izzy or with Dizzy. Izzy, it's Dizzy, our brother. Hope you're doing better, my brother. Pay up, King. You're gonna have heavy knees in the box.
Yeah, that
Yo,
means
you know
there's
what's
more
funny?
than one. That means there's more than one knees in the box. The
Dizzy
box is heavy.
Dizzy doesn't know about us. We have a thing with the box, right? We used to.
Yeah.
If you were in the box, you did not want to be in the box.
You don't want to be
You
in
don't
the
want
box.
the box. You don't want that terminology.
You don't want the
Will
box.
by Hood, what's going on, brother? Ghost is Supreme. Vago Bondo.
In the building.
Yo, but anyway, so what else? I'm sorry, Saul.
Nothing, man. I ain't playing anything this weekend. A little bit of Zelda, but that was it. I didn't even get a chance to play no
You
Gears.
can't really play too much when you're worried. Honestly,
I'm not worried.
You
I
ever
like
been
a
worried about
baby.
something? You can't eat,
like a
you
baby.
can't sleep.
I'm like Sony and Microsoft. I don't comment on speculation and lies.
So do you think Sovereign just sits around and worries about his knees being delivered to you in a box?
Yes.
Here we go.
Well, since we found out that he had
Banjo and Kazooie.
I'm done. He called y'all Lord Banjo and Kazooie.
You have Attic Kazooie on your shoulder.
Hey, you know what's funny? I wasn't even saying anything. Man, just because you got to give him your
Just
knees don't
in
mean you
case.
can bite my neck off.
Just in case.
It's funny, man. It's
Listen.
funny to hear y'all.
Yeah, we found out that you got them screw on and screw off knees.
All I know.
Slide
all I
them
know,
over here.
just tell me. I'll get you some.
The
premium
day
people.
you want to bring them? The day? I told you I want my knees with no sauce.
I'll buy you.
I
A
want no
premium
sauce
chair.
on my knees.
You don't need it. I'm gonna kick that
Anyway.
one out from under you.
And that has been it for Solve, I'm assuming.
It has been it. That's it.
Honey duck
doubt.
knees.
And-
Oh, and of course, check out Roundtable Reviews.
Round two.
Oh, yeah.
Last night we was in the season of opulence, the new Cityopolis jump off. You know what I'm saying? Yo,
Y'all can't. Whoever had the whole of their camera, you got no. That positioning where Jamie looked like he talking from out of the black hole. Kabatsu's in the black hole in the back. We can't do that.
Listen,
We had no choice.
We had no choice. We was in the cinema opulence. The seats is kind of wide. You know what I mean? Shout out to
So
Lord
have
Edgar.
somebody shoot it from the front. Like
It's
you
just
gotta,
the way it's situated. It's just that particular theater is something.
Yeah.
It's not like the typical iPick where we could get busy. So we had to, on the fly. But check that out, man. Roundtable Reviews. Oh, hold on. hold on.
Yo.
Wait, what? Stop that.
Yo, I read that. Shout out to the super chat from Sav has them RG3 knees. Yo, I think you onto something.
I think you're onto something, man.
I think you onto something, bro.
What? I'm lost here. What does Brap have? Damn.
Whoa. Hold on. Shout out to Will My Hood, brother. Thank you so much with the $100 super chat.
You know what? For those $100 super chat, you can have Solves.
I've never
King
even
don't need them.
I like that color. That's
like,
red.
wow.
I like that color.
We've seen red before.
Yeah, we've seen red before. Stick, and it was from him too.
Yes,
on God and them.
Yeah,
I want to
sorry.
know.
Mhm.
You ask me a question, brother. Say
Yeah,
something.
say
You
something. Answer
can't
the
just
question,
go
man.
in there and say I'm sorry and nothing. I
No.
want you to come on and get at it because
Exactly. Always
right
ask
now
the question.
sovereign
Real.
needs is buckling and ruckling, and we
My
need
knees
to
are
know what's
fine.
going on, man.
How's it going over there? Hop along, Cassidy. One D.
No
How
doubt.
you
My boy.
doing?
And so what he as to shout out to Lord Wilmot, he said, sorry, missed you guys last week. Always enjoyed the show. We always love doing it. We always love having a good time. Never apologize for missing, man. Just the fact that you're here really means a lot in the super chat. Wow. I don't even know what to say about that. That is just truly humbling. Yeah, man. Like we
Find out that's Phil Dominus Maximus Spencer. Find out, Will.
No doubt. You already know.
Yo, okay. So, question: How does Brap figure into this whole thing? What did Brap say? Because I don't pay attention to Twitter. So,
Oh, you talking? Okay, he called you RG3.
No,
He's
fine.
a football player,
Mm-hmm.
a quarterback, a career backup quarterback that has bad knees that can't get on the field. So every time like he get hit, his knees go one way and his body go another.
But okay, so he came at me because Hazardor says that I call Brap a fraud.
Yes.
When did I call Brap a fraud, and how does Brap figure into this?
I don't actually know
I don't
Brap's
know.
position on
Hazardor is
this.
he's trying to John, John Stockton the situation. And no, I don't understand. It was you, Hazardor, that started this.
Yeah.
You know what it is, Sovereign? Let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
You would never know Brap's position because Brap wears chocolate. All right, so Brap got the flip flop mode on. So
the chocolate mode.
He take the chocolatas on and he ping ponging it back and forth.
So you saying Brap got a flip flop switch on him? Like
Yes,
he just
he does. Yes, he
Yo, we
does.
gotta stop slandering Brap like
one day he's Stadia, next day he's Xbox.
He got different jerseys. That's what we say. He got different jerseys.
You know what it is? Brap,
he don't even have different jerseys. He's got like the back of it's one and the front of it's another. So he just got to turn around.
But right now,
listen.
Listen, right now, Brap is PC because you see that high power PC he got right now. I think that PC got a hole in him, baby.
You know what that does? Once you get
notice that Brap went from I'm announcing selling my Xbox on Twitter to I'm keeping my Xbox. How did that transpire there, Brap?
And of course, we have the incredible Hulk of this, aka the Excess Gamer,
Ooh.
the Lord of Combat Sports. King of the statues, who demands nothing less than that premium experience, and is the leader of the Fraud Alert movement.
Oh,
Beloved Lord King, how you doing, sir?
I'm kind of upset, man. Y'all better get to that website and get a hold of that Wonder Woman that's in the back. She's looking succulent, people.
Yeah, that Wonder Woman look crazy,
bro. I'm
not all I know is she don't look good as that actual one.
Where's the spin? We need the spin.
Oh no, because the noise. I do it at the end.
Oh, okay.
At the end, I usually hit y'all with the turn around every now and then. I hit you with the turn around.
Yo, you should, if you did that during KOS, I'd pass out.
Yeah, you need to put that music up. You're gonna have to pay through the notes for it, but
yeah, they will monetize us and we will not be able to show that video.
For sure.
Yo, listen, so Unboxed my Link's Awakening, and I was like, oh, first of all, I can't wait for Masvidal versus Diaz. I really think that's gonna be my set it off moment for the year for the UFC. I really think so because I was looking at that, right? I didn't know your man Masvidal was down with Kimbo Slice in them back in the days.
Yeah, word?
Yes, in the backyard back in the day.
Boy, he down with that backyard boogie. What he did was he took out Kimbo Slice #1 gunner. On a regular come-up fight, they called him up and he was like, yo, you come up. So they show him he had the man bun in his hair. So dudes was clowning him as he came up with the man bun. Now remember, Kimbo Slice dude was a certified hitter. So they used that dude to just knock off people before they can get to Kimbo Slice.
He's like the gatekeeper.
Yeah, he was a gatekeeper. My boy. He proceeded to put hands on Kimbo Slice gatekeeper. Kimbo Slice gatekeeper was thrown up in the corner, was exhausted, and could not go any further. You heard people in the back telling him, get it back up, get up. And Masvidal put them hands on him. So I really like the demeanor of this kid. Now, the fact that I really like Nate Diaz and the smacking people in the face and the level of disrespect, the fact that he had Conor all choked out, you got kudos for me. And Conor had to play the position on the second fight with him. Yo, this might be that point, that turning point in the year for the UFC. This might be UFC's fight of the year.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. This is definitely the gangster, Super Bowl.
Yeah, it definitely has. It can definitely be that.
They better promote this dude like no other. If he beats Nate Diaz, they better promote this dude like Masvidal, other. Also, all right. So I'm playing Link's Awakening, and unlike Addict, I have an affinity for the game because remember when you had your Game Boy and you wanted a Zelda game, you didn't have one till that one.
Right.
And it looked cute back then. They took the cuteness and put it on the screen and looked like a living cartoon.
What I really like about it is like they have no, because to my understanding, Zelda's not in this game at all. And
it's like a different mythos.
From the start, they make that aware. Like he wakes up, was like, and he's like, I don't know who Zelda is. I'm like, good, I don't want that chick in this game anyway.
Wow.
I can shoot light arrows myself. I don't need her doing it.
I feel you. I just like the game.
So that's it. It's just been that.
No, in Destiny.
Okay. All
right. So my fraudery last week with Destiny and saying that the regurgitated content. So now sitting down with the regurgitated vomit again. And I'm shifting through the pebbles. I realized that is the same regurgitated content that I paid for before, but it has a little sauce to it. They put some jewelry on it. They dressed it up nice. They put the Sunday shoes best on it.
Okay.
And I really love the nostalgic feeling when you go into the Hellmouth and you see places that you was at, because I was talking to Harlem Wizard and Mason. And I'm like, yo, you remember this? Do you remember all the battles?
Have you beat the whole story yet?
No.
It gets way worse. Especially when you're in that pyramid, man. That's when stuff gets real.
Why you said that? I didn't even get into
easy.
Clearly you going in the pyramid.
Easy.
That's why
Addict 6'9" strikes again.
There he goes. Wow. You gave him Alex. No. Jim Jones. He's Addict Jim Jones.
Balling.
Nah, but I like the direction of it, even though I'm upset. This is my problem. I'm sympathetic because I know what they did, what they was going through. I have this mixed up feeling with knowing that they sold their soul to the devil.
Right.
They got their soul back. This is the only company that got their soul back from the devil.
Let's be real. That doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? For most part. But what about the perspective, King? Like, I know what you're saying. Yes, shout out to Slow Mo if he in here. He was giving he was giving my Discord fire, and he's like regurgitated. Yeah. He said Bungie's good at recycling. He was talking a whole bunch of. I got
to be honest with you. What he said isn't false.
He's
like,
not lying.
The thing is like they're regurgitating old content, but they're doing it in a cool way. Like,
but here's the thing. Again, not making excuses. I know. So I hear soft grumbling. The thing is also, it's like there's something to be said that if
then you got to realize we definitely drinking the Destiny tea.
Listen, I'll be full disclosure. Come on, we're not gonna act like we're not biased towards Destiny. The issue comes down to this though. Like, I hear what King is saying, where he's on to something in the sense that it's something if someone else controls your masters, told your story, right? And you don't have as much input, but now you get all your masters back. Now you like, you know what? Let's take it back to the essence and do it how we wanted to do it. There's something to be said about that. That's all I'm trying to say. Now, you're charged with content. I can't defend that part, but I see what you're saying.
This is the question I have for you guys, though, right? Because you already indicated that I'm assuming Jason Jones has moved on to try to figure out what the next thing is, and it's probably not Destiny 3. Right. So what happens if for the rest of the life of Destiny 2 you just keep getting regurgitated content and you don't get?
No, I think D3 is coming. I do.
You think there's two teams?
We might see it, maybe not next year, but the year after that. But I do think D3 is coming.
I don't think so.
I just think
I think that they want to redefine and find out how they truly want to do these seasons.
Right.
And because like when you launch D3, that's the best chance they're gonna have to get back everyone.
Right.
And they want to make sure they have all of their dominoes in a row before they push that first one over. Because once they push that first one over, you're only gonna have DLCs to sell to people. You're not gonna have a full game.
King, you don't think so?
I don't think so, because right now they're in a perfect space. Right, the space that they're in right now, once they launch the free to play, right, that space right there kind of locks them. That was usually the boot lock in, because now you can DLC this to death. It's not like the graphics is bad. The graphics is top notch, right? So where else would you want to go with the graphics? You don't want to go anywhere else, because the characters are ready.
It's not about that. It's about rebranding. Like, look, when you try to sell DLC to someone, or this season passing they're doing, like people are just going to see that as just content being added onto an old game.
Right.
But when you sell a brand new game to people look at it more. They're trying, right now, their definitive thing is that we need to get the Destiny hardcore people happy, and we need to get them back in the game.
Okay, Addict, for me I'm gonna ask you a question. I hear a reverb in the background.
Okay.
Do you think there'll ever be a Fortnite 2?
Addict.
To be honest, probably not. But
right now,
this is different. This is different. This is a different scenario. That Fortnite didn't have games before this. Technically, Fortnite went from a paid expansion to a battle royale. This isn't a battle royale.
Okay, so this is what
people are used to that.
This is what
and there might be a Fortnite 2 when they do next gen consoles. Like we don't know what Epic doing. Epic could do whatever Epic want to do at this point.
I don't think it'll be a Fortnite 2, and I do not think it'll be a Destiny 3. Once that free to play model is loose.
But
it's not really free to play though. In a sense, it's just they
did was like, look,
they let you land on a planet, but then when you go to actually do certain stuff,
when you go do something, we already know how it's going to go down. You really like
this? It's free to check out. Like it's free to peep.
Yeah, well, you know what it is. It's like PlayStation and they back to back.
Once
you start to get to, you want to play God of War, you're gonna have to swipe your credit card. I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I just feel that I don't see it. I'm be honest with you. I just really don't see it. Because if it was another game,
but haven't they come openly and said that they're going to be a Destiny 3?
Yeah, like they've hinted.
Yeah, like they just they're not going to let. I mean, sure, they can maybe turn that to expansions. Like if we was already in Scarlet and PS5 and we're standing here now and they have all this years before the next gen, I would say there's probably not going to be a Destiny 3, but they're going to try to sell next gen with something. I mean, like they're not good. They're not good. Like you got to consider when you go to next gen, like that's their refresh. Like right now, Destiny 2, as much as we like it right now, it's still got that tarnish on it that they did from the beginning of the gen.
You're not going to bring new people in with that. No matter how much you add to it, you're not bringing anybody new in.
But if you put a 3 on that and you was like, this is the brand new adventure, do you want to fight Oryx's sister? Like,
listen. We can take this. We gotta
get that Brad, because that Brad, he definitely owns all this stuff. Tell him about it.
Brad with the $5 super chat. That's right. I flip-flopped my way to a superior gaming experience. Went from a peasant to an elite gamer.
Xbox. Shut up.
PC Master Race. Shout out to Brad, man. He owning them chunkletas right quick.
What's funny is he's saying that, but he still gets on here to play with other people. Shut up, Brad.
Anyway, enough with the Destiny podcast.
I really like the fact when he did his unboxing and he had his PC and how he laid it out to everybody to see. If y'all haven't seen the video, y'all really need to go see Brad's video with his unboxing of his PC. He was, very happy. I love to see stuff like that. I love to see people joy. I love to feel like I'm part of their experience. And he brought that across really well. And playing Destiny or playing stuff on PC is a really different beast.
The Destiny's a completely different game.
I try not to hang out with y'all guys on that.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Shout out to Wilhelm.
Destiny is such a different game on PC that I have a PC that's broken down right now, and I'm like, man, I can't wait to get back.
It's such a different game on PC that it is the leading platform for
the joint. Yep, the shots came out. Yeah, that poor shout out to Scream. He said if you know Bungie's following the Fortnite model, they changed something week to week instead of having a big DLC drop. Agreed. We are going to move on because we have bust out a Destiny podcast out of nowhere. But anyway, and of course you got me, Lord Cognito, the gaming ninja and Lord of the Cooperative Experience, spreading that rumors in around the ILP, not telling you what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. So you already know it's been all about Garden of Salvation raid. Shout out my boy Ebontis. Shout out my boy Scarrow now, who's on the last word. Got us through, man. That encounter is very messy. It is very hard. Yeah, these guys run a real tight ship. We was able to get through, but
I need that real tight ship, man.
Yeah,
my ship has been sinking over and over again,
brother. I know that's what all a lot of these elite guards.
Like, you know what I feel like? I feel like that ship that just gets barbarian on Sea of Thieves, and like you're trying your hardest to stop this water from coming in, but it's just like sooner or later you're gonna sink, and you know it. But you stay on the ship anyway.
Yeah, man. It's it's rough, but we got it done. Shout out to that. And also, what else? I'm trying to think. Been playing that. Oh, I want to give a shout out to Lord Dizzy, man. Back on the mend. He's got gearing up for his Red Dead. I mean, his battle, round 2 of his battle with his cancer situation. So we rock with him every step. And he just wanted to let us know to shout out Big Bad John with the care package that hooked him up with that Borderlands 3. So salute to Dizzy. Salute to Big Bad John. So that's what I got. But Saul, we got to get into some business, right?
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. It's that time of month once again. Patreon time for us. It's time for us to say thank you to all of our wonderful patrons who support the Lords every single month. We love you guys. We appreciate everything you guys do for us. A lot of this stuff could not be done without your help. So we greatly appreciate it. So let's go with these rundowns, giving our shout outs, and then we'll get into these giveaways.
Yes, sir.
So, of course, our first Patreon is Lord Javier Medina, a.k.a. Lord Meds.
Government snitching. Oh, here we go.
He put it there. He should have put Meds, all right?
Meds, I'm trying to protect you.
Meds.
Saul is out here snitching.
Saul out here giving it up, son.
Jim Jones.
He Jim Jones you, son.
It was a pleasure hanging out with Lord Meds finally yesterday, chilling out with the Lords over doing R&R with the Lords. So, Lord Meds.
It looked very nice. Very nice, people. I should have been there to hold the camera. Very nice.
Wow. Camera slander.
Shout out to Lord E. Don't listen to him. Thank you, Lord E.
Shout out to Lord Edgar.
Edgar need to step it up.
Our second patron is our forever patron, Lord Corey Leidick, a.k.a. Lord Whiskey.
Woo!
In our heart. Thank you,
Salute,
sir.
brother. We with you
all
the time, brother.
And of course, followed by Lord Slow Mo Back Slap.
Woo!
That's the name of the business.
The greatest avatar in the business.
In the business. Coming up next, we have Lord HB33.
Woo!
Thank you for your support. Much appreciated.
Salute, brother. Salute.
And of course, followed by Lord Nintendo Direct.
Salute.
Sir. Thank you, Nick. Much appreciated. And we have next Lord Wraith the Emperor.
Wraith the Emperor. He be hating on that Destiny dog too. Wraith don't like that.
Not that again.
Followed by Lord QX7 Masters. Thank you for all your support.
Sound like a new name. That's what's up.
And then we have, of course, Lord Zorro. Thank you, Lord Zorro.
Yeah.
Gotta roll Zorro. Next up, we have Lord. I almost said the government.
There you go.
He's about to go for it. He's about to go for it.
Indictment.
Lord Fastback 6768. Thank you, sir.
About to throw him outside right there. He's in the witness protection. You about to out him.
About to out him right. He walked out of the FBI building. Just like,
That's it, man.
Next up, we have Lord Stitch 6669. Thank you, sir.
That's the brother Warlock.
Stitch is ready for this today, boys.
Yes, sir.
Next up, we have Lord Vagabondo. Thank you, sir.
Vagabondo in the building.
That's what's up.
Next up, we have a brother who's been posting some very positive messages on Twitter. This dude right here. I mean, he's always been a positive dude. Always just all about the games and the fun in the community. Lord Gaming Forte.
Oh yeah, salute to Forte. He's got some real
Give this
positive
man
videos
a
up.
follow. Give this man a
Salute, Forte.
Unlike myself, you out here bringing people together. I'm meat cleavering them.
Next up, we have Brethren to the Realm, Lord Undead 3XVI.
Undead, what's going on? Chilling.
Yeah, undead. Come over here, man.
What was that,
Easy.
King? What was that, King?
Easy.
Yeah, undead.
Tampering.
Yo, undead. Yeah. He
Yeah.
ain't tampering if he a free agent. Yo, undead. I'll let your boy.
The Lord's out here tampering.
Yo.
Continue.
All right, next up we have Lord Lynchpin. Thank you, sir, for your support.
Salute, brother, salute.
So
Let's
next
go.
up we have the Lord of xCloud, the wall of Bill himself, Lord Bill Stillwell.
The great,
My man.
my man, the great
Yo, Bill.
wall.
Yo, Bill, you looking at Stadia like, negative right here.
Negative latency.
Negative latency, baby. Negative latency.
Next up we have Lord Sammy Prescott. Thank you for the
Salute, Sammy Prescott. That's what's up.
Mike.
Whoa, somebody's clap just went crazy.
Okay,
We're nuts.
we're nuts.
Yeah, it was your joint.
Okay, my bad.
Next up, we have Lord Night Music. Thank you, sir, for all the support. Much appreciated.
No
nice
doubt.
music. Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh.
Just like music.
continue.
Next up, we have the Lord of the self-professed flip-flop man, King of the PC elitists, Lord Rap. Brethren to the realm, Lord.
We really going there already? You saying he's Lord of this?
Yeah,
I don't know
he's
about
out
that.
there.
I don't know, but that still out to be in the verdict, man. That's still out to
I'm
be
telling
in
you,
the
man, he looked kind of good in that PC suit. It looked nice.
Salute, man.
And of course, our first patron ever, the man who's usually first in the chat every single week, Monkey Punch himself, Lord Michael Luke.
One of our day ones right there. Salute.
Boom, monkey punch.
What else we got?
Hit you with the boom. You don't want to get punched with no monkey punch. Boom.
No doubt.
Up, we have the Lord of the stream team, the King of the Banhammers himself, Lord Snaldo. I know at this moment he's having quite the time erasing people from our Gleam
Yes.
giveaways.
Fraudulent entries.
Fraudulent
Driving
Not
crazy.
looking good over there,
You know
right?
what I'm saying? Shout out to Nero Panero in the building.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
The Lord.
Up, we
Lord
have-
Nero.
Family from the cradle to the grave, Lord M. Bird himself, Lord Loaded Pixels. Thank
No,
you.
that's
No, it's
not Ember.
Colbera.
M. Bird.
Marvel.
M. Bird.
Oh,
He
and
wrote
you're saying his. Okay, I know what's
egg,
going on.
eggs, you not
Yeah.
M. Not N. Bird. No,
Yeah,
no.
okay, that's what I thought. If you
Yeah,
yeah,
because we
Ember, we know
for a
another
minute we
Ember.
were just like, what?
No.
Okay, because you know what it is? His joint look like M Beard, but it M Bird.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Next up, we have Lord CDFS Lurk Too
Oh,
Cold.
that's already no. That's Cat Daddy. He got like
That's
his
Cat
alias.
Daddy. Yeah,
He got his aliases out here. He
Shout
moving.
out Cat Daddy.
Mhm.
I hope you at home watching instead of driving around. I hope
Word.
you chilling.
Now, I hope he making that cash. Come on, Cat Daddy. Cash, baby. Listen to us on the road, baby.
As someone who doesn't rest, you gotta rest.
Yeah, right.
Followed by Lord Tazwichi. How you doing, sir? Thank you so much for this.
Salute. That's what's up.
Next up, we have Lord J. Pereira 99. Thank you, sir, for the support.
Oh yeah, that's Lord
Always
Jameson right
love.
there. Lord Jameson in the building. Salute.
No doubt, no doubt. And of course, last but never least,
Mhm.
our brother from across the pond, Lord Death Singer himself.
Salute. That's our destiny, brethren.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Death Singer, I wouldn't really have anyone to play on Xbox.
Yo, that's not a lie. Yo, Death Singer and Addict has been hanging out tough lately. Make a
Yeah.
brother feel away.
No,
Make
you know what I like? I like that Death Singer be checking at it. He be like, but your light though, your light's not seeing my light. He always, whenever it's a conversation, he gotta let Addict know that he's the stronger light. I love that.
We ain't talking about that, but you know,
Shout out to Def for being petty. He said facts. Yo, Def know what time it is. Def know. He'd be like, but his light is not up to standard to my character.
We'll be sitting there. He'd just say some random stuff too. We'll be sitting there like not even talking about it anymore. It's like, you know what else is amazing? What? That
light.
don't have higher light than
Yeah,
me.
he said, "Get your light game up," and he's got the. I love it. He's got the posh accent. I love that. That's what's up.
We was in a LFG and someone's like, "Does Death Singer know what he's doing?" I was like, "Man, he's got an accent. All accent people know how to play
Oh my
Destiny."
god!
Wow, Beast is hardcore at ILP.
Moving along, Sav.
Yes, sir. So now let's get into these giveaways. I'm going to start out with this $10 giveaway. All right.
Let's go.
$10 gift card giveaway. And the winner of our $10 gift card giveaway is Lord Undead.
Oh, fix
Yo,
it.
Undead,
We
Undead.
tampering. We giving gifts.
Undead.
Oh man, the fix.
I don't know. I feel like we might have to re-roll. That might be a little too
King,
much. Nah, I'm
King,
kidding.
did you drop the bag off?
Undead. You understand how these things can go for you? That and much more, baby.
The Lord's body.
Have these cookies.
Oh my god.
That and much more, baby.
You're stupid. Continue, Saul.
So congrats, Lord Undead. Follow that. We have the $20 gift card giveaway.
I can't believe that happened. Continue.
The winner of the $20 gift card giveaway is
Better not be Undead. I'm telling you right
Ray the Emperor.
now. Oh, Ray. What do you want? How much you want? He want $10?
20, 1 to 20.
Yo, you get that shadow keep, Rafe. We know you love that.
Listen, I gave the $10 to my man Undead. Undead.
Chief Tommy, what up? Continue.
All right, now our final giveaway for the month of what? We're in October. Jesus,
Yeah,
man.
it's over, bro.
Oh my God.
It's not playing. This year's flying by.
Flying by. All right. So our
It's going to be E3, baby.
giveaway. Oh my God. Packs. Oh my God. It's too fast. Anyway, our Teespring giveaway goes to Lord J. Pereira 99.
Oh, Jameson. Salute.
Lord Jameson.
Right.
That's
Right,
what's up.
gentlemen. So I will contact each and every one of you in your DMs or email and let you know what's what. Let you guys tell me exactly what platform you want these for. But once again, as always, thank you guys for your support. Much of this, damn near all of it, cannot be done without you guys. You guys are amazing. So
No
thank you.
doubt. Shout out to Dizzy in the chat. He said the Lord's out here breaking NCAA violations, trying to sign undrafted people.
I heard things.
Oh, my Lord.
The Iron Bank is not privy to any of this information. Thank you very much.
Listen, man, we also trying to get y'all to join us. Me and Attic is working on some stuff. Get y'all some special emojis up in this chat.
Word.
You know, to have y'all on
So,
that
hold on,
special tier.
Let me ask the chat something real quick. All right, people in the chat, if there were an emoji that you had access to that you would want to use, put in that chat what you would want it to be.
Y'all want bushes? Y'all want knees? What y'all want? You know what I'm saying? Because we working on that for y'all. We
You're
come
on
up
to something.
Shout
I
out to
think you're
Forte
on
in the chat. That's what's up. Yeah, man. So that's what we got. So we all banked. As the business of the Iron Bank continue?
Business has been taken care of. The Iron Bank is closed for the month of October.
Fraud alert. Yeah, we need that. We need that. I just thought about that.
Fraud alert. Word.
Yeah,
that's
that's
an
definitely one that
emoji.
needs-
That's
That's
inbound,
an
baby.
Yeah, that gotta happen. Facts, man.
We gotta have some kind of like avatar key using the fraud alert. That's what we gotta have.
Yeah, man. I'm with all that, man. I'm with all that. Yeah, man.
You
so-
might be crazy this week, man.
Yo,
Yeah,
you
it's-
heard that, Mike? It
It's
sound like a car
bugging.
was
It's
backing up
bugging,
with
bro.
it.
It's bugging. I'm working with old school in the background. I don't know what's going on. OBS is not. It keeps. You know what it keeps doing? It keeps bringing my mic levels down, and then I'm fighting with it while I'm talking to bring it up. So shout out to any OBS experts. This has been an ongoing issue.
It sounds fine right now.
Yeah, but what's going to happen is I'm looking at device properties and it slowly goes down. It's like some other application is controlling it, and I'm literally closing out all my applications, and it's just bugging out.
Somebody's trying to silence
They're
you.
silencing me, son. They silencing Carl. I'm just letting y'all know I'm under duress. I'm under duress. I'm doing a podcast under duress.
In the background.
Yeah, man. I don't know. So we'll figure it out. Shout out to Old School Style. He's in the background. That's my live tech support right now. We're trying to work through it. So if I go down in volumes, that's literally what's going on. I'm trying to fight to push my volume back up, and then I keep seeing.
He's trying to fight the system.
Trying to fight the system. They trying to silence your boy. They got me behind bars. They trying to
Fight the power.
fight the power.
Fight the power.
It is. Bam. In your Chuck did out here, but bear with me, y'all. So last week poll results are in, and the people have spoken to the question: with the recent internal shakeups, departure of PlayStation executives from Sony, how concerned are you for PS5 for the next generation? The winner of the three-way ILP poll with 43% of the vote was the no concern. Exclusives and momentum of PlayStation 4 will continue into the next gen group. Coming in at a fairly close second place at only 30% of the vote was the I don't care, Phil Dominus is onto something. And coming in at a razor close last place at 28% was the very concerned worst way to start a generation. See the PS3 group. Shout out to all the lords who participated in last week's poll. Lord Sov.
Oh, why didn't you go to me, man?
All right, go ahead, Lord King. Go ahead, Lord King.
It could be an option D that says not as concerned as I am about 343.
Yo, you know what? I think that poll is on to something. But I do got to say this.
Mm-hmm.
How do y'all feel now? That poll was last week. Now, in light of new information, how do you really feel?
Indeed.
Honestly, I cannot wait to get into these topics about the system because I don't think y'all as confident as y'all say y'all.
I think there's going to be a lot of backpedaling in this podcast. That's just personally me.
I think people knees are shaking, and I got boxes, baby. I got boxes, and I'm calling for everybody knees because I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen in the next generation. If there's a next generation for someone.
Well, all right.
I know where he's about to go.
Going there early. So let's get to it, man. But before we had a strong lineup of topics, but we've got some breaking news that happened literally before ILP went live. And
For once, it happens before the podcast.
I know, man. So we're privy to it. Yeah, man. Big shakeup. Halo Infinite lead producer has left 343.
Isn't that the second one or something like that?
Yeah, this is the second one. It's the second person to depart. You know, I believe it is Mary Olsen. You know what I'm saying? And she reported that she has left 343. You can check her LinkedIn page. She's now.
I don't think it's been like officially announced.
It hasn't been announced, but she is now working for Midwinter Entertainment. This is the same studio that Josh Holmes, the former 343 head of Halo 5 Guardians, was in production design. So now this is the second departure.
We got a super chat real quick.
Delilah with the $20 super chat.
Oh wow.
Hashtag XO19. That's right.
That's right. That's
So,
what's up.
you know what, Delilah? You might be on to something.
Delilah's on to something. Salute to Delilah.
Good morning, Delilah. How are you today?
Salute. You already know GWG in the building.
Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah,
Little known fact. Delilah was the one that was holding the camera for me when we was playing xCloud that got over the 15,000 views. Shout out.
Salute to Delilah, always RE3. You know what I'm saying? Friend in the realm. So we already know what's up. But yeah, let's get to it, y'all. Like, obviously, this is big news, a second departure. We all know how important, Halo Infinite is to the launch of Scarlet. It was announced to be launched with Scarlet. So is this cause for concern? Let's start with Lord Attic.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Thank you.
It definitely is. There's just there's too much weird stuff going on for it not to be.
Mm-hmm.
I've been hearing for a little bit that it's not that it's bad at 343, but I've been hearing there's a lot of confusion at 343. So I don't know what's going on. Like I've said when we were talking about the Destiny thing where they might go towards like a service game like Destiny. I'm starting to think, Scarlet's launch looking spooky. Like, because it's not Halo. If Halo flops, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that might be the nail in the coffin. Like, I really do. Like, I honestly don't think that. I don't think Microsoft. I don't think Microsoft.
Like that.
I don't think Microsoft can afford Halo to.
You think they can recover?
I don't think they can.
They recovered from being 720 to a system that was 1080p. They recovered from not having one game of the year. They have recovered from being less powerful.
But have they truly
know how much it happened? Let's say Scarlet launches it.
Recovered from death, bro.
But you say they've recovered, but they still losing every month to MPD. like their game's coming out a buggy mess. They banning people for a year for multiplayer. Like, this is
language.
This is how I see Xbox. Xbox is J. Cole and PlayStation is Meek Mill.
Wow.
Right now, Meek Mill gotta grind. He gotta do it because if he don't, he dead in the water. So J. Cole be doing it. He be playing around. This is he playing with other people, money, joking around. But when you get serious though, what happened when he put that on your head? Now, listen, man, stop with all that talk about Scarlett is all shaky knees when other dudes.
Can I ask you this, King? In fairness, can we agree that the Halo Infinite launch is extremely important to Scarlett?
Oh no, you know what I think? And to be honest with you, I don't think it's as important as the power narrative. To be honest with you, I think let's get that super chat real quick.
Yes, sir. We got our boy Tip Diamond for the $2 super chat. Great show. Salute Tip Diamond. Much appreciated. Continue.
Thank you, sir. Hopefully we can live up to your expectations, sir. I think honestly, they have to knock it out the park with the hardware. The hardware at a fundamental base has to show a larger gap between that and the PlayStation 5. Okay. I don't care. Games, remember this.
Here's the thing.
The Xbox had the games in the beginning. That didn't matter. Nobody gave a daggone. But they didn't care.
Well, let King finish. I want to hear this narrative. So you say that the power does matter more. That if Halo's Infinite's power, it's just looking spectacular, and that's gonna over. What if we have a repeat performance with Halo 5's campaign? Like we all felt that Halo 5 campaign was a little mediocre.
Listen to this. I didn't go with that. I don't believe that narrative. I just believe everybody wanted something to be something else, and it turned out to be something other that they wanted. Okay. Right. Nobody out here writes for game companies or gives stories, and everybody has their own way of how something should go. That's cool. Whatever.
There's a super chat for you, sir. There's a super chat for you.
King tripping. Xbox is Akashi 69. PlayStation is Tupac. Yeah, PlayStation's dead.
Oh my. Wow.
You served him that one on a platter.
And Takashi just got a $10 million deal. Maybe Tupac should have told.
Continue, King.
Thank you. Don't serve him up, boy. I hit him out the park. I'm Barry Bonds with this. Anyway, like I was saying.
Salute the Revos in the chat. Wow. I haven't seen Revos. Oh, wow. That's dope.
Oh, that's what's up. Okay. Anyway, how you look at the situation is Halo is integral. It is not going to be it's that hardware. First of all, it got to look better than the PlayStation. Let's not lie. Right. The Xbox joint looked like a box. The PlayStation was a box on a slant. But that slant made it look slick, baby. I'm not gonna lie. It looked better. It looked better.
Yeah, I will agree with you. A lot of people don't put enough emphasis behind how a console looks, especially color. If you don't have like a black and a white
this
SKU,
is what we doing.
Some people
we really talking about how the consoles look. We not talking about
that's serious. A lot of places, especially across, it really matters how that console looks. So, it really does. How many times did you hear at the beginning of the gen, yo, Xbox One X looks like a VCR?
Like, it was tearing it apart. Literally, it was an ugly box. It really does matter. Like, it does. It was.
Can we believe what's happening right now? We're talking about the aesthetics of a console as opposed to the quality of a launch title that is vital to the success of said console.
Of that franchise, vital to the life of that franchise.
Yeah, like if this,
we're talking about if the aesthetics of a console will impact sales. Now, it won't do it drastically, but there are people out there. They'd be like, "Yo, that I ain't putting that beside my DVD."
I don't think it matters at launch, because at launch you have the hardcore buying. The hardcore is going to buy it. Either you're going to buy it or you're not.
Are like that, man.
I don't know, man.
I'm telling you.
Let's get the super chat. Shout out to JD Game with the file super chat. Halo's the game, not just the game changer. Everything started with Halo, and PS5's reign will end with Halo. Let the mastery of Halo rule. But here's the problem with people are not onto just yet. What if it's not good? What if it's not? What if these changes, again, this is the second kind of major person from the studio a year out that
so to answer your question, right? Because it may sound like I'm sidestepping it, and I'm showing you other things, and I'm doing a Donald Trump on it. Okay, I'm going to answer you directly. Does it concern me? Yes, I have to keep the same energy that I have when I see other things happening in other sectors with other people. I have to keep that same energy. I don't want y'all to think that I'm biased or I want anything, a system to go any place. I have lived through a lot of consoles dying. Right. But when you say, is it a good game is subjective. If you get enough of backing behind it, people can push a good game or a good game to a great game by word of mouth. Right. But I honestly believe that aesthetics and power is what starts it off for the people that's on the fence. Right now, if you're going into the store and they tell you, oh, you have the Scarlet and you have the PlayStation 5, and the Scarlet is more powerful, and it looks like this, and the PlayStation is less powerful and it looks like this. If the PlayStation is less powerful and it looks uglier, be honest with you, you're gonna fall like Xbox One.
Right.
But the PlayStation 4 was more powerful and it looked better.
Okay. I
really did. I thought that they didn't even try an Xbox. It literally looked like an Xbox.
It's like I said, I'm not saying that has a huge matter, but I am saying that how a console looks does impact something. Because it's like I said at the beginning of the gen, people were hardcore clowning on the Xbox for look like a VCR.
I agree that it has a factor. I just want us to rein back in on topic with this Halo Infinite thing. Let's get back to Infinite. Where are we at with this? Concern levels.
Nerves. Okay. Nerves. I'm nervous, man.
All right. Attic, are you concerned?
Yes, because I honestly look at the end of the day, I don't think power is going to matter as much this gen as it mattered the previous gens, because I feel like both, maybe not much as Microsoft because they just bought these studios, but I don't think we're going to have I think we're going to have decent launch titles now. I think we're most likely we're going to see a Horizon Zero Dawn. I think that's going to be a launch title. The reason that power mattered is because consoles matter. These first party studios were making games still, but now I think we're going to see a steady flow of games throughout the whole generation, not just like the last three in the first three, because usually that's how it is. I think what we're going to see a better thrush of games coming out quicker, and people are going to be talking less about the power and more about what's on the console. Okay. And Microsoft, I honestly think, I'm not going to say it's going to kill the brand, but if Halo comes out and it's a flop, it's going to tremendously hurt it.
Yeah.
And I think they're equally hurt if they have to delay Halo Infinite after they've already said it's launching with the console.
I think they'll delay Scarlet in general if Halo's
man, that is insane.
No, they can't come out with it without it, man. They can't.
I think they would take every studio they got and pause all the games and have all those studios work on that game, and not for nothing. Read that super chat real quick because he's on to something.
Yeah, soft. Get that.
Shout out to Victor Alistine with the $5 super chat. This is 343's last chance. They have not done well with the Halo franchise. It might be time to change the head. Bring in someone like Ferguson.
if something does happen, like, look, I gotta be honest, like that has to happen, like, because I feel like, you know, they've always got something right and then something wrong.
Right.
You know, I even made a video, you know, Bungie versus 343, who makes better Halos.
Great video, by the way.
Bungie make the better Halos, but at the end of the day, 343 has always had an aspect of that Bungie never had.
Yeah.
You know, they've always tried something that worked, but then the next game they just acted like none of that worked and they tried something different. The Halo 5 had the best multiplayer, but the worst campaign. And Halo 4 had one of the best campaigns, but one of the worst multiplayers.
Shout out to One Bad Mother. He was like,
they're capable of it.
He said, my number one concern about Xbox turning it around is 343 leadership. Everything else is lined up well. Halo represents the brand more than the rest of their games combined. That's where I'm at.
Okay, and that's what I was going to say.
Okay.
I believe Victor when Victor says that 343 hasn't really done a real successful Halo, and okay, if they don't really knock it out the park like how Gears is being knocked out the park, I don't care what anybody say. I thought every last Gears that came out was stellar. Every last one. You can debate anything on Judgment. You can say whatever you want, but I don't believe they had a dip in quality.
I think Gears 5 is, you know, one of the best games on Xbox, if not the best game on the Xbox One.
I think this generation is the best game on Xbox. You know, be honest with you. But 343. And I don't ever like to undercut depth. But if they do not knock it out the park, if they don't turn in something that is heartfelt, something that is powerful, something that is game changing, you're gonna have to put one of those other development teams in charge of this franchise, because this franchise is your lifeblood.
Yeah.
Can I address something in the chat?
Let's go.
Slow-mo. I'm so sick and tired of you coming with this narrative that it's like they bought these studios and they have no influence whatsoever in these studios. They let them rock, but it's not like they're gonna be like, yo, we need $500 million. Here it is. Don't tell us what to do. They still have to approve the decisions. It don't matter if they let them have their freedom. They still have to approve the decisions. They have to. Like, you have literally went on these podcasts and acting like they have no right whatsoever to what these studios do. He said in this chat, I quote, "They can't change the head. Remember, they don't interfere with these studios. They still have a say on what goes on in these studios. You act like they bought the studio and they left. They didn't come back. They don't check on them. Phil Spencer and everyone in these studios, they regularly visit these studios. Why are they visiting them if they don't interfere?"
Right. So let's get your feedback on this, man. Where are you at with this latest news?
We have a super chat.
Wow. Continue.
103 people up in there. We got 50 likes.
Hit them likes, yo.
That, baby. Let's knock that out. And shout out to that one dude that keep putting down the hate. I know who you are.
Shout out to him for the dislike. That's what's up.
I love you.
Shout out to Stitch. He said with the final with COG, I prefer a somewhat decent game than a remaster. So far, Sony is too quiet about what games are launching with the PS5. PS4 was a remaster machine. Okay, I feel you, but I don't know how that relates
they're doing that is because they want it to be formally announced before they start announcing what's coming out on it.
Right. I guess
it's just like Xbox. That's the reason you haven't seen Fable or nothing like that. I mean, they had to announce that Halo was coming out to get hype on the system.
Right.
But generally, they don't even do that.
Right. Continue, Saab. You were about to get in.
Yeah, I mean, all right. The aesthetic narrative you guys are talking about, really, I don't think it's that important. Like I said, especially at launch, because you have the hardcore buying, and if they're going to buy the next system, they're going to buy the next system. I think it matters more to the casual player how it looks and what their friends are saying is cool. I think at launch is mostly hardcore purchasing, especially at a $500 price point. So I don't think.
Are we talking like zealots, like people that
like us who gonna buy it? What?
So if Halo came out,
no, I'm not talking about the game. I'm talking about the console aesthetic you guys are saying.
No, look, I've always been one of the people. I'm going who has the better launch titles. Most of the time, these games only have if it comes out like a week before or the same day and date. Like, do we really have time to play two consoles at the same time?
I mean, us it doesn't matter. I know maybe you make the choice. Let's say you make the choice. You pick one or the other. I know King doesn't. I know Cog doesn't. I know I don't. We're just buying them both. Like,
Right.
I don't care if I have time to play them or not. I'm gonna buy them day one. That's just what it is. So, like I said, from our perspective, that thinking, the way it looks doesn't matter too much. Honestly, it could come out looking like a big turd, and like I'll buy it. It's just what it is.
Right.
PlayStation or Xbox. So. I think the power narrative, like I said last week, I think
we got a super chat.
Yeah. Shout out to Brad with the file super chat.
So let me read this.
Go for it.
$5 super chat from Brad. More than having a great Halo, Microsoft needs a new IP that defines Scarlet. Microsoft hasn't had that kind of game since the 360. I'll agree with you. They do need some kind of new IP that defines the brand, but we're not going to act like a well-made, critically acclaimed Halo won't go a long way.
Wait a second.
God of War is a very old game that was rebranded, and it did numbers for the PS4.
Yeah, but everybody's acting like Microsoft is not out here trying to push out these new IPs. Right. Maybe they're not hitting.
I mean, no,
but they are trying.
My thinking, honestly, I think the initiative is whatever they're making is that game that they're going to try to have be the face of Xbox, at least in this next coming generation.
Right. We hope so. But I'm going to tell you this.
Right.
That Sea of Thieves, it may not be the game that you wanted, but it's the game that you got. And it's millions of people are playing that game. So it's like everybody sits there and says,
Addict stupid.
Addict, not for
millions.
Addict, not for nothing. Millions of people are playing that game. It's
but millions.
It's not the game that I wanted. It's not the game that you wanted.
It's not the game anyone wanted.
BK Best, I said millions.
Listen, if it's not the game that anybody wants, how come it always stay in the reoccurring?
I'm gonna need some millions question mark in the chat, man.
You got to think about it. You got to tell me how many people is playing certain games and what's the numbers behind that. Once you can give me the facts,
do you know it's millions
that's playing it? Yes, sir. Millions.
Listen, all I know is that the issue with Microsoft's first party, the complaint has been that it is lacking. You know what I'm saying? The complaint has been, that's been the Achilles heel. They went out, they got the studios. We know about that. You know what I'm saying? We all felt that when we saw E3, the fact that they announced Halo Infinite as a launch title, we felt that was a strong move. We all of the lords, we were like, yo, that's a strong way to set the gen off. All I'm saying is, again, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Maybe they already have their creative direction already in place. You know what I'm saying? But it does make me, have a little concern that 2 leads have now left, and we're about to launch a year out. Is it doom and gloom? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's something I don't often see. And
I don't read the chat. But because when I see color, then I read it. But a new IP to define Xbox will never happen. That's like McDonald's making a new burger to beat the cheeseburger. They did. It's called the Wonder Burger. Next.
Listen, man. At the end, stop. Sparring God is on your head, K. Where are these engagement numbers, sir?
We're gonna stop that. We're gonna stop reading the
millions.
chat. That's it. We're gonna stop reading the chat until I see color. Fight amongst yourselves.
Fight amongst yourselves.
Nothing is.
I tried to rob for you, Spartan God. He wasn't having it.
One thing that we're not.
Somebody handle him. Somebody handle him.
And this is a problem. You're stupid. A problem that the Xbox brand has that they have to deal with that I don't think Sony has to deal with as much is that people are real petty when it comes to being like focusing in on things that Microsoft says and then the things that they end up not being the case. I think they pay for that more than anybody else. I think PlayStation can say something.
Right.
PlayStation can do a lot of
and
stuff.
not
No
do
one's bad than I.
And they can get away with it. I think that's what I'm saying. When Microsoft says something, they better do it because if not, the repercussions seem like they're always.
Well, I feel like at the end of the day, Microsoft's they done that to themselves. Right. Like they keep backtracking everything they've said. Like think about what they've done this whole generation. Right. They've literally backtracked almost every move they've made.
And even though it's for the better, it's still
regardless if they had to or not, it still looks bad.
Exactly.
Addict, let me tell you something. You know what looks bad? A person that stands in their own defiance when they're wrong. That's what I cannot stand. Admit you're wrong, take your guilt and step off. If you're wrong, fix it. I don't like a company that sit there in their stubbornness and go down in flames. Turn this ship around and fix it. If something was wrong, fix it. You get the Kinect out the box, throw it in the bushes, fix it. Fix the power narrative, fix it. Fix that DVD player, fix it. Put these games on, fix your problems. Don't sit there in your stubbornness and go down in flames. So I'm not going to condemn these guys for switching it around and fixing it because somebody else had a different agenda.
They needed to do it. No question that they needed to do it, right? No question. But if you're looking at it from the outside, you still say to yourself, if you're looking at it from a pessimistic point of view, like these guys don't know what the hell they're doing.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like
I feel you.
Listen.
But a real company learns from their mistakes going forward. Now, if they make that same mistake the next generation,
right.
Throw them in the bushes.
Well, I mean, yeah, the proof is going to be the pudding when this game launches, and then, it's going to be two trains of thought. One is going to be, this was all for nothing. Look, the game was good. You know what I'm saying? Because we had a similar situation with Gears 5 when the campaign. We got to be honest. In defense of Xbox, right? Yeah. We've got to be honest. There was serious concerns about Gears 5 campaign, and then look how that turned out. So I'm willing to give the benefit of doubt. All I'm saying is my third eye is open, and we shall see how it plays.
At the end of the day, like it could. We can't. Okay, when the dude that got demoted and he left, I just saw that as someone bitter got demoted and leave. But there's too many people leaving this studio to not look at. Like,
right. No, fair enough. And like I said, we gotta see how this thing is gonna play out, man. But that's what I got on the breaking news of Halo Infinite. What's up?
We got a super chat.
Go
King,
for
that's for you. That's for you.
That's for King.
Oh, what is that? What is that? My bad. I was looking over to the left. King's million. Como on laugh out loud. Yes, millions, bruh. Like I'm sorry if you don't want to know it, but millions. Listen, not one person just purchased the Xbox. It wasn't just you that purchased
millions, King.
Millions of people that purchased the Xbox.
You know what it remind me of The Rock. The millions in
That's right. There's millions of people out here playing Sea of Thieves.
Oh my God. We got to get them engagement numbers because we getting slandered right now.
You better do something. But I'm going to tell you when it comes out and they say 2 million is playing right now, you're going to look around and say, who though? 2 million of them.
Anyway, moving along. My God, we got you, man. I see you. But yeah, man, we got some PlayStation 5 news to discuss. I want to shout out my man.
And this is where King gets all the revenge for that last topic.
Yo, I hope to God that Christopher Hart, J-Dubs, and the rest of y'all still watching. To God. Because I'm going to make your announcement. Ooh.
All right.
I low key think that J-Dub needs to make a cameo. What do you guys
think?
Do
that stuff right there.
we can do whatever.
The other two, somebody else put the X down because they know.
J-Dub, you want to make a cameo? Hit me up in the DM.
Listen, man, let's get to these news, man. So look, basically, PlayStation 5, kind of a big announcement, big reveal. Wired.com, again, yet another source of big PlayStation news. And I want to shout out LordsOfGaming.net, my man Hector out there, putting it, a nice little synopsis of everything that was talked about because it was a lot to unpack. So I'm just going to do briefly. PlayStation 5 is officially the name. It is out holiday 2020. Console will come with a solid stage drive and opposed to a spinning hard drive, faster read speeds, all that good stuff of SSD goodness. Mark Cerny talking about one of the biggest things, which was nobody knew if ray tracing accelerated would be in the hardware. So it's in the GPU. That is now confirmed. That was a big question. We heard about the physical disc being 100 gigabytes read-through, a 4K Blu-ray player. We talked about revamped UI. We're talking about haptic feedback, new DualShock. You know what I'm saying? They're talking about game installations, kind of almost like a, what was that joint solve where you'd be able to selective download multiplayer and... There was a name for it. It was a download term that we heard Xbox use before. Intelligent delivery.
Intelligent delivery, yeah.
Right. So, basically a form of that. And then another big part of the news, which really was surprising, was Blue Point Games working on an exclusive PS5 titles. They're saying it's a big one. They're saying other studios have dev kits. You know what I mean? We did hear conflicting things the last week. You know what I'm saying? That some studios, we're still going to hold up. We're not going to disrespect game.
I'm not really putting too much into that Blue Point.
Right. But just putting it out there. So look, this is the news that is out. I know King has some additional news we're going to get to as well. But let's start off with the PlayStation 5 announcement. How are we feeling about it from what we've heard? Where are you at with this, Addict?
I mean, it's info. Info's nice. I expect in the next 6 months we'll know everything else. I expect probably February, March we'll get some kind of announcement. Or, not really. I think they're gonna do a showcase showing the rest.
Hold on. We gotta get King to read Shroom Kingdom Super Chat. It's hilarious.
Okay. PS partnered up with Square 2 for the card reader.
No, I think if anyone's parking up for a card reader, it's gonna be Activision. But anyway, when it comes to
this card reader, that lets you know my man is down for this team right here because he's been part of the knowing that a card reader is gonna launch alongside of the system so you can swipe, so you can play your back patch. Shout out to you, sir.
I still can't believe you made that bet. You literally just gave your knees away for free.
It's not literal that it's gonna be a card reader on the side. I know they're not having back patch. I know it.
I don't know anything, sir.
That's coming up.
And I don't care how many discs you go down the line. I know it ain't gonna work.
Let's get to that, but let's first start with the PlayStation 5 announcement. What do we think, Addict? Like, what is this thing?
The first thing I wanted.
Save me for last. I'm drinking.
At the end of the day, there's a lot of info going out about it. I mean, it's kind of overburdened, to be honest with you. Like a lot of info in a day.
Yeah, a lot.
The Blue Point thing. I'm not gonna put a whole lot of thing into that. They could be making a Demon Souls consider that big. I'm sure they consider every game everyone's making is big. We'll have to see exactly. When I see big, I kind of think they're making a new IP, but then that's not really their MO. So it might be just a big game that they're remaking, like a big respected game. A lot of people thinking it's something like Metal Gear, something like that. I don't know if that's going to be the case. But it's exciting. It's exciting. I like to see how Microsoft's gonna.
That was excited.
It's a lot of good info. What are you talking about, kid? You know what? We're gonna let you talk here in a second because you're gonna take like 20 minutes up. So we're gonna let you do your. We're gonna let you rock.
Take up 20 minutes of nothing. Trust me.
We got the super chat real quick. So let me handle that before we handle you.
Handle that.
So we got a $10
You excited.
We got a $10 super chat from Fastback. I ain't going to say the rest of your name, man. I want new IP from Xbox, but no matter. I have always found games I enjoy on Xbox. Gears 5, Outer Worlds, third party, and Game Pass. I will get a custom Scarlet Infinite and PS5 later. King, preach. You know what? King, he may be on to something. But anyway.
They waiting for that smoke, baby. They know it's
the only I was really intrigued by the SSD on the PS5 because from someone that has been playing on PC, an SSD makes a huge difference. So the biggest thing I care about, is that lineup. I don't care about any of this stuff. It's cool. I like looking at it. I, for one, expect the next Xbox, expect the next PlayStation to be an enhanced version of the stuff we have now. But what am I playing on that stuff? That's all I care about.
No, fair enough. Lord Sov, just about the specs of the initial announcements, how impressed were you with the PS5?
No, not very, honestly. Like we didn't get the actual specs of the machine that tell you how powerful the machine is.
Right.
Everything else that they talked about, the 4K Blu-ray drive, they should have had that from this gen. Like I never understood that. Obviously, the SSD stuff is and I would need more information on how they're going to utilize that. Obviously, they were talking about these instantaneous load times. That seems very interesting to me. But the stuff with the controller and the haptic feedback, honestly, it seems like it's an improvement on what Microsoft did at the start of this gen, 6 years ago. And it seems like it's an improvement on, HD Rumble that Switch did. Like but all of that stuff, if you think about it, and, and the adaptive triggers they're talking about now with the resistance for when you shoot and stuff like that. If that stuff actually works, I think it would be cool. But I just don't think it's something that past the first year of the console's life, anybody's really going to care about.
Okay.
It seems like like marketing filler talk, like, you know what I mean? And if
Tell
it's
'em about
cool,
it.
if it's cool, it's
Oh my God.
fantastic. But it seems they're improving on old things, and that to me, I want to see how powerful the console is, right? So let's see what else. The USB-C charging, yes, that's a quality of life improvement. That thank God, we no more proprietary stuff. USB-C,
Yeah.
you know. Let's see. Beyond that, the Bluepoint stuff, you knew Bluepoint was working on something for them, so you knew that was that. So beyond that, like, I want to hear the actual specs of the console. What can this console do? All this stuff is cool, but it's drip feeding stuff. I want real meat.
I just want to know if
Pause.
Bloodborne 2 coming out. That's all I care
Bro, you
about.
love pause after you say you want.
Shout out to Bad Bit. He said, you got some breaking news, y'all. Yeah, we touched the Halo Infinite. You just missed that, Bad Bit. That was our first lead-off topic with the Halo Infinite lead producer, man. We definitely got that. Please catch the replay. But, King, you want to jump in, or you want me to jump in before you?
I want you to do that because I'm going to shut the door on these dudes' head. I'm going to shut the door in your
So
head.
you say you're going to lock the door, not let them come back in?
I'm going to shut the door in their head. Pause.
Listen, I mean, look, I saw just from the pure base numbers. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty excited. I have to admit, y'all, you know, we all know this is what I'm gonna say. We all know Microsoft towards the end of this generation has made it their bit to control the power narrative, especially with the X, right? They came out with the X, it's like, boom, this is what it is, the most powerful console, yada yada yada. Now, say what you may, this could be speculative, this could be hyperbole, y'all could come at me, but when we were at E3, when the Scarlet reveal came out, I didn't hear the most powerful console at that joint like how the X was. Remember how they said this is going to be the definitive most powerful. They kind of shied away from that on marketing speak. Not saying it's not. I'm just saying I didn't hear it. So when I see the PS5, I'm going to keep it 1,000. I got to stand tall. Like, I didn't expect them to go this hard, especially with the hardware ray tracing. Didn't think they were going to do that. Thought it was going to be a software-based solution. We knew about the SSD. We knew about all the other stuff, the Zens, the Navis. We know about all that, right? But this thing feels kind of like a beast. So my question to y'all is, at this point, can we admit this sounds like at least a $500 machine?
Oh, of course.
Like, this don't sound like Sony is like just, you know, jumping in the mix. Like, this sounds like, yo, they are in here on this power. So my question to y'all is, how hard can Microsoft really go to one up them without breaking pocket? Like,
do you
crazy.
think that it's possible Microsoft might intentionally take a loss on the console just to come out of a better competitive price than Sony?
Interesting.
Because I feel like from this generation and then going into next generation, because you know, we have stuff that we didn't have previous generations. You have a digital library that you can carry over. They're gonna have to have more compelling stuff to convince people that went over to PlayStation to leave their library. And you know, $100 difference might do that. I'm sorry.
$100 difference will do that. It happened this generation.
Do you think if Xbox came out just as strong as the PlayStation 5 and it was $100 cheaper, would it mean something? And I think it would.
I think it would.
I don't know if they would take that loss.
That's a huge loss.
But you know, they might take that loss just to get their foot back in the door.
Yeah, I mean, yes. We said this from the jump when they started talking about these consoles.
That's hustling 101, baby.
Exactly. I mean, if anybody can take that bump to their bottom line, it's them, right?
Who is it? It's deep pockets, right? Who can do that?
And if you think about it,
like, I don't know if business.
They're kind of going away from the console slogan. Like, they don't really focus on it. So taking $100 loss and making that money back up with software sales, and Game Pass and Gold, they could do that.
I mean, yes, that would be, if you want a guaranteed way to drop the mic at E3 and walk away the same way Sony did in 2013. You do that.
You know, the best thing that Microsoft has going next gen is they can give Halo Infinite without giving Halo Infinite. Like, they can be like, we're going to, instead of bundling Halo Infinite, which would look good, they're like, well, I think bundling Halo
Game Pass.
Yeah, all they have to do is put it like a month to 3 month of Game Pass. Like, look, you can play all that stuff. Like,
it's in Game Pass.
But do you think that, you know, I don't want to go into that because that would just go down a completely different rabbit hole. You know, I think that there's a lot of scenarios that could happen. It just depends on who's willing to do it.
Right.
We all know that there's only one person that can do it. The other person can't do it. This week, let me tell you something. What I did on
Here we
Twitter.
go. Here we go.
All right, let me. It's enough of this rhetoric. It's enough of this. It's enough of this hyperbole. It's enough of this crap that's going on. And people out here shoveling snow. We're gonna fix this up. Let's fix this up. All right. So this week on Twitter, if you was watching my feed, you got a chance to see me shut the door on people's head. Because a lot of these dudes run out here talking about plastic
You
and
pause. You didn't pause at that time.
Thank you.
Thanks for the resident pause control. Continue.
All right. So Christopher Hart will bear witness to what was going on. Bear witness as an exercise, my exorcism.
Oh, spit the bars, King.
You have to understand. These dudes right here, I told you before, you're messing with Big Daddy Warbucks now. Big Daddy Warbucks done woke up. This was your biggest fear. This has been your biggest fear. So I decided to do something that y'all dudes did not want me to do. Put up the stock numbers. Now your money looking funny in the light now. Now that you see that what you really trading at, and the only thing that's propping you up is that you sold 125 million. See, the police is outside right now.
The fraud alert is going up for you.
I'm dropping the stocks on you right now. So let me tell you.
Let me just interrupt you for 2 seconds.
Go ahead.
Couch gaming, they wouldn't be taking $100 loss. They usually end up making anywhere from $30 to $50 off profit off these games, off these consoles anyway. So they would be making like maybe a $50 loss. Like that's not a lot considering they've done this before. But continue with your stuff, man. All right, I got to hear this.
You say Microsoft is trading at 130, 138, right? Sony is trading at $50, right? $52. Now, if your stocks is kind of shaky for a big company, and every time they're talking about buying and selling, Sony's on the chopping block. You have to understand that the system that you get next year might be the Amazon 5. So you guys is out here championing something that doesn't look right in the light. The money's looking funny. You sold as your PlayStation fans. And listen, I purchased more PlayStation stuff than all of you. So I'm gonna put that right there for you. You gonna look at that, how that go. If you go through my Twitter feed, you can see I have 5 of them and I was selling them. Anyway. So
J-Dub in that comment section scratching his head.
Yeah, he know what it is. He purchased just as much as me. I support just as much. But if you sold all these systems, you have 2 Game of the Year candidates, 1 Game of the Year, 1 Game of the Year candidate. They could flip-flop either way. You were stellar throughout this whole generation as far as pushing a narrative that got around to a lot of people. You became the leading platform. And at the end of the day, you only prop your company up by this sale, and you're still being shaky. People are still leaving. CEOs are still walking out the door. People in the background is telling you that stuff ain't looking right. Coming into the next system, we've never had issues like this. This is not the same. Trust me, when you read this stuff, where there's smoke, there is fire. Now, I keep the same energy with 343. I told you, I am concerned. I am worried about a game that is supposed to be that game that's supposed to push the next generation for them. But just like Cog said, just like Sovereign said, just like Addict said, all those games go in Game Pass. This is the only system that in the box, you're going to get 200 plus games off the rip. So if they take a loss in sale, they already know they got you in service.
Right.
So over a period of time, they're going to make that money up over service.
Right.
So do I believe that the system going to be more powerful than the PlayStation? Could be. But I know it's going to come in at same cost or cheaper, and they can take the loss opposed to the other company whose stocks aren't trading as high.
All right, let's pay bills real quick.
Yeah, we got to pay bills
real quick. First thing I want to say, 120 people. I appreciate everyone coming out here. Definitely hit that like button if you don't mind. We got a $2 super chat from Stitch6669. He says, "King, get your millions back." How you feel about that, King?
That's what I'm talking about, baby. You know what you got to do.
We got a $2 super chat from Brat saying Google Stadia's
stocks
is over Microsoft stocks. How you feel about that, King?
Well, I can say this. Where is your pre-order for Stadia? All I want to say is back your stuff up by your bucks.
I think people want you to use the fraud alert.
You know what? I'm not going to use it on Brap because Brap actually walked back.
No, I think they want you to use it on yourself.
Oh, me? Oh, if you think what I'm telling you is wrong, I want you to think about everything I've said on this podcast, and everything that I've said has came true, except for this card reader yet. When that thing come out, and y'all gonna be like, "Oh my God, he was not playing." I went to put my PlayStation 4 game in, and a $ popped up and said, "Pay now." I think, what? But I own the game. Yes, we own the rights to allow you to play it on our system. So you have to pay us. They need money, brother. Listen. At the end of the day, who's in a better position, in my opinion, going forward is these guys. Sony did not tell you anything that Microsoft wasn't doing. A 4K Blu-ray player, done that. Haptic feedback controllers, that's being done by other people. What did you say? Oh, a fast hard drive. Microsoft said that.
All right, but let me ask
What
you this,
did
King.
you say?
But King, are you not impressed that at least on paper it seems on par from what we know about Scarlett? We, in defense to Scarlett, we don't know everything. There's still a ton we don't know, right? Scarlett could literally come out tomorrow and say, we got this more flops, and we got, all this. I get that. But can you say that right now, just from what we know, the rumor shot the Lord Mads, he's been putting out stuff for lordsofgaming.net, like, don't it feel like they're like right here? Power-wise. That's all I'm saying.
So did I think that Scarlett would be an overall beef and crush it in power?
Right.
I didn't think that. I still think it'll be more powerful. I don't think it's going to crush it in power for the simple fact they're being made in the same labs, basically.
Right.
These dudes is walking down the street and getting the same part. These systems is going to be interchangeable, to be honest with you. And these last systems was daggone almost interchangeable.
Right.
What it boiled down to is some fine tuning inside,
Optimization, exactly.
right?
Facts.
And when you got to the X, the X was that. You know who I got confidence in? Everybody says that, like, you ride for Xbox, you ride. No, I like the underdog. I really do. I have confidence in the leadership. Okay. So when I'm looking at a general going into war, who can I stand behind? Who can I back? A person that changes everything that was wrong going forward, or the people that either abandon ship or stay the same course and don't fix anything because they're too stuck in complacency because their winning has allowed their throne to rot. So I can't back you. I cannot back you. I cannot put nothing behind you, knowing that I know you are going to fail because I've seen it so many times. If you don't change, you're destined to go the way of the dinosaur.
Christopher says, Sony is not complacent.
You say they're not complacent, Christopher, but where's the innovation? They just literally announced something that the Xbox already have. If you want all that stuff right now, go buy X.
So basically, your point is, King, because of Phil's being able to turn around the Xbox from the plight it was in, and the direction in services, you like the way it's going. You feel from a leadership standpoint, they're stronger going in as opposed to what we're hearing right now. And I guess we should transition at some point as far as with the layoffs and stuff that's going on with Sony Interactive Entertainment EU. So now, do you want to touch on that and let transition?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, I would love to touch on that because one, first of all, I don't make light of anybody losing their job and not being able to feed their family. At no point in time am I happy that anybody at Sony. First of all, I don't like Sony failing. I don't like Nintendo failing. I don't like Sega failing. I don't like NEC failing. This is how the companies go. But just the same way some of these people have lost their job, Aaron Greenberg and the wonderful staff at Microsoft has put out.
You say the wonderful staff. That sounds like we got a bag, fam. That sounds like a bag.
Well, the olive branch went out and said, listen, the olive branch went out and said, we have openings. They don't have money problems.
Yes, shout out to Greenberg. When they did, yes, you are correct. I apologize.
Yeah, they don't have money problems. There's no money problems at Microsoft. There's nobody talking about they might be purchased out. So if you're looking for that job security and stuff like that, go apply over there because they definitely put their hand out to those people that was unceremoniously dismissed. They did not know it was coming. It wasn't no memo, and all this shakeup and stuff is happening. And is at what point are you guys gonna really look up and say y'all worried? When is it gonna happen? Because I'm so sick and tired of you guys talking about all is well, and you got water up to your nose. All is not well.
But here's the thing. Shout out to Bad Bad Games. He said if Sony was complacent, they wouldn't have changed their stance on the service's cross-play and cross-progression. So he's saying they are adapting to do what Microsoft is doing. So shouldn't that put them in the mix? Shouldn't that make them now they're not complacent, that they're looking at Microsoft's direction is the direction to go?
Okay. All those people that are in place now are playing ball with Phil.
Here we go.
I told y'all the last podcast.
You got to say his name one time.
At Phil Dominus Maximus Spencer. At what point in time are y'all gonna just stop calling it a PlayStation and call it an Xbox? Call a spade a spade.
I definitely understand. Let's take care of the super chat real quick.
Let me get that. That's the homie. Shout out to Jameson. You know what I'm saying? We spend too much time talking power and specs. Only hardcore segment cares about that and follows that info. The masses care about games. All that matters. I think, Lord Jameson, I think you on to something.
Yes,
you know what
sir.
I'm saying? I think that is key. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, I am a little concerned with the Halo Infinite news. You know what I'm saying? I am concerned about, I want to know what PlayStation 5 launches with. I think that's very important. You know what I'm saying? Because again, if Halo Infinite is good, I think that's their pinnacle franchise. So I'm curious, not saying that Sony doesn't have anything. We know Sony got bangers they sitting on. I'm just curious as to what their launch lineup would be in comparison to what, Microsoft made.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, they sitting on that. They sitting on Last of Us 2 with a multiplayer revamp.
I'm talking. What I'm talking about is what they promote the PS5 with.
Right.
Like that's what I want to know because I don't think they're promoting Ghost of Tsushima with PS5.
We don't know.
I think
it could be a cross-generational title.
Well, they said that they keep promoting it as a PS4 title, so it's coming out at the end of the gen. I'm sure it's more than likely that is the.
I'm talking about the commercials
cross-gen.
for the PS5 that's going to have that game in it.
Right.
I would say it's gonna be that, right? It's gonna be that, and like Cog said, that Last of Us Part 2 with the multiplayer added and all that. That's gonna be there.
To be honest with you, if that's what they're doing, I'd probably have to go with the Xbox, because at the end of the day, it's like I don't want to. I want to know the games that you are pushing this product with. Well, you got to Ghost of Tsushima. Maybe you guys are probably on to something there, but The Last of Us 2, that's gonna be out in February,
right?
Are they really gonna be pushing that in November-ish?
My man Porter Rock, Porter Rock, time out. I got to give a shout out to Porter Rock.
Oh yeah, salute Porter Rock in the chat.
This is what I'm talking about. You see, what you don't understand is that's a real guy right there. Shout out to him to come and to stand up for the company that he backs. He's been backing it, and he's been backing it with facts. And y'all guys think that we don't follow each other, we don't listen to each other, we don't play off each other. We do. Yeah. There's no hate inside this realm. What you guys have to understand is y'all got to stop hating with each other, fighting with each other. Just look at the facts. Great games is all over the place, right? Great games has to be purchased all over. I brought Nintendo stuff. I buy PlayStation stuff. I buy Xbox stuff. But like Addict said, if that's what they're coming with, he's going to go this way.
No, listen.
People think I'm joking. I saw someone in the chat say I'm going with Xbox either way. I'm going with whatever title is appealed to me. If they mess up Halo, chances are, I'll still probably get an Xbox because I'm a Halo fan. But if PlayStation want that money from me day one, if PlayStation want that money from me day one, they're gonna have to show me why I have to give them that money.
Listen, let me okay.
And Horizon Zero Dawn 2 ain't gonna be it, fam.
Listen, solve. Jump. Let's get to the second part, which is what King brought up, which was about the layoffs. I know this was a big point of contention with you and Addict last week. So my question to you is, now that we're hearing the reports, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, the power struggle stuff, and then got people are. Apparently, there seems to be a complete shift in direction. You know what I'm saying? Right. With Sony EU. And them going kind of to a U.S. focus. And a lot of these guys are laid off. Apparently, once the Wired article went live as far as the whole PlayStation 5 news. So where are you at, as far as that, and this supposed shift, as far as focus from
I
Europe,
think that's a shift.
United States.
Yeah, that's a shift that's been happening for years. If you remember, do you guys remember the first time that a console didn't launch in Japan first? Right. Remember when that happened, and we were like, "What the hell? What's going on?" And what happened is that when Japan started to shift from this loving consoles into now being more of a mobile market, right? America took over. The Americas took over, and Europe took over as the primary markets for these consoles. So at that point, we were getting launches in these territories first before Japan, and now basically you see everything across the board. You have universal launches across the board for the most part, right? I mean, so the fact that they're addressing this market first and trying to focus everything on this market makes a whole lot of sense. That, from a business standpoint, it makes a whole lot of sense. That's the way it should. They should have been working towards this slowly from the beginning of this generation. Now, the thing that bothers me is that the way they've done it now with these changes at the end, and that's why when we talked about how it seems like Layden was the one that was resistant to this sort of stuff, right? Is because I don't like the fact that you do make moves like this and drop morale, right? To me, it's a morale dropping thing when Europe has always felt they had a certain place in the Sony hierarchy, and then they drop announcements about the next PlayStation without even letting them know. And then the same day they let these people go. Some people they let go on outright. Some people they made re-interview for the same job,
for the same job they had.
Different classifications, right? So that's a morale killer. I don't understand.
It is kind of weird that
way.
They do. It's like they announce a positive and a negative to like that look. He kind of like it doesn't really cancel out. But to the media, you see all this good stuff, and you say, "Oh wait, they laying crazy."
I was just about to say that, Addict.
It's like is PS5 even relevant? Because it might not be around by the end of the gen.
Well, it's not that, but I think I'm gonna get you right back to yourself. But I think Addict making a good point. I think I won't say marketing 101, but you know when you do like spin, like political spin. I think rule of advice is if you are about to really drop some, I don't say horrific news, but some negative news that wouldn't shine you in a good light, sometimes you want to brace and soften that blow with positive in the sense of, hey, let's give them the PlayStation 5 announcement now, and then also simultaneously something going on in the background, you know what I'm saying, kind of a deal. And I will say there is some, I don't say genius to it, but that is known in political, social spaces how to do that. But go ahead, so I'll continue where you're going with the EU thing.
It just feels like, once again, I always say this: you're grabbing defeat from the jaws of victory. You didn't need to do that, and this is something you knew needed to be addressed. You could have drip feeded this slowly and have these changes happen in the background in a way that doesn't feel like it's all happening at once and you're kind of scrambling, right? And it's just like it's just one of those things. It looks bad. But at the end of the day, the bottom line, I do think that shift needs to happen. It's been happening the past 10 years.
So you think it needs to happen?
No. I think this is the primary market. This is what needs.
Me and Saul gonna go at it for the first time in a long time.
Let's go. Needs to be, to me, the vision needs to be centered on this market. I really do.
All right, let me get it. I gotta get it because me and Saul don't never fight, so we got to fight. So you know what it is? All right, I hear where you're going.
People weekly.
The thing about it, Soft, the reason why I disagree is because, in my opinion, home team for Xbox has always been US, right? Japan is Japan. We know what's going down over there. You know what I'm saying? So we know the new approach is services, cloud, ISP contracts. We know Project X Cloud is supposedly supposed to handle that, supposedly, right? But from a console standpoint, to me, another reason why 360 eventually, lost when it came to Xbox One, when Xbox One lost, is that European region. I felt their lack of focus in the European region for whatever reason, and kudos to Sony. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know if they, shout out to Porter Rock and shout out to Bad Bit in here. Y'all school me. Who was responsible for really, I don't know necessarily if it's Layden. I don't want to give him all that. But clearly someone really put that flag
Sean
down.
had to have some kind of say.
So
He
They
had to
were
have
very
some
smart
Right.
when they launched in all those countries, and Microsoft focused on like 3.
Exactly.
And these dudes launched in like
Facts.
20.
They launched in more territories. You know what I'm saying? So that's my joint. Like, my thing is, I'm concerned for Sony that the European division is saying, hey, we're not getting the news. They're switching the focus off. We're getting laid off. You know what I'm saying? And now the focus is there. And my thing is that's where they're dominant, and that's where Xbox is
that
not.
is one of the very few. That's one of the few places that they're destroying Microsoft at. Like obviously you got the Japan and stuff.
What I'm saying is
check the whatchamacallit. Check that Chief Tommy.
Hold on. Hey, yo, shout out to Puerto Rico. Kazarai. Yes, Kazarai. Shout out to Chief Tommy. He said Mr. New co-founder of Mixer just left. That's real? That's real?
That's been both of them left.
Oh, this guy.
Shout out to that. You know what they didn't like? They didn't like Ninja taking all the shine. Bye.
Yo, listen, back to the point. Me and Saul, I want to go back with Saul for this.
My thing is not diminishing the market per se, right? But what I mean, restructuring so that the core message, the control of the message comes from the most popular market, which would be the US market, right? That's my thinking. That's just my thinking. But again, not necessarily diminishing the amount of people you have over there, or its strength in marketing to this particular market. It's not that. But when it comes to figuring out who's at the forefront, at the head of the messaging, I think that's where they've been going.
Here's the thing, and I want to shout out.
It's loud. You're loud.
It's still loud?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't hear him being loud.
No, go.
All right, cool. So now here's the thing. I want to shout out Andy Robinson. He's I believe with VGC News. He has some pretty, I don't want to say damning tweets, but he broke the story. You know what I'm saying? In reference to the whole EU thing. And he said, look, it's a disappointing story to break. I'm told that morale at SIE Europe is through the floor as the latest of the layoffs hit. He said, the feeling is the U.S. is running the show from now on. He said, those he spoke to expressed bewilderment that is happening in PS5. Then he goes on to say, this isn't new. It's been going on for a year. I really hope PlayStation 5 doesn't lose the regional flavors that built the brand. But from the outside, it feels like the spirit is being dismantled. Anyone who has worked in or around Sony Europe has been an amazing institution, is responsible for so much of what we recognize PlayStation for. See, that's my concern. That Europe that they built is part of the reason, in my opinion, PlayStation 4
But you know what else? Like, this might be another case of us. We keep saying this on ILP. Sony really is trying to get too full of themselves. Like now, they're literally like, we don't even care about the Europe districts. Like,
maybe
they're letting those.
You mean Ryan? People, you mean Ryan is basically what you're saying?
Yeah, isn't Ryan the person?
But I mean, if they're laying off that staff like that, how it goes in influencer and stuff like that is when you do any type of influence, you have to talk to the people who do your country. And Europe is definitely one of the countries that keep them in those NPDs. Yeah. So if they are literally not, if the morale's there and they're not even getting news, like they work for a company that's not even telling them stuff. Like,
that's kind of crazy.
That matters.
It does feel like they're shifting to, it's not necessarily we don't care about the Europe standpoint, but we're focusing on America.
Well, all right. In their defense, and let's play devil's advocate. In their defense, we do agree that cloud and services is the long-term play, right? So if Ryan
isn't Ryan the person that said back and pat, nobody does it?
Yeah, he said that back, but obviously he's kind of changed course now based on.
Did he?
Well, with PlayStation now, we could kind of say that he's kind of playing ball with Combat. Is it a full admission? No, but I look at it as when I see the PlayStation Now and some stuff, not day and date, but a lot of older stuff there and the service going down. But anyway, enough of that. My thing is, is it an old school regime versus the new school regime? And we do agree that most of us agree the new school regime with the cloud and services is the way to go for the future. But is this at the expense of what built Sony for this generation?
It might be. They might start breaking down on stuff that made them who they are. I mean, we're already seeing it.
I only like when Sony Japan is leading the show. Like you said, it's always been Microsoft is here or Sega. Nintendo's in Japan, Sony's in Japan, Sega was in Japan. Sega of America, when they got control of it, they really destroyed the Sega brand. Are we seeing the same type of thing happen now, whereas Sony of America is getting a hold of certain things and is not looking right? I feel that the European market is that's what put them over the top. To be honest with you, the way that they
Hold
what
on.
is it? Go ahead,
Shout out
go
to Pixelbit, but it's kind of true. Microsoft didn't focus on EU because Connect required translations for everything. Dumb move. He's right.
Yep.
He is right. That was remember because Connect was in the box.
It was huge,
and they had to. They couldn't get it in time with it. You right,
Right.
Pixelbit. You on to something, Pixelbit G.
I really like, people can disagree, and that's fine. But I'm really starting to, it's little things like this that lead to you having a misstep when the gen starts.
Do you think they're gonna have a misstep?
I don't know if they're gonna have a misstep. I think that they might have some small missteps. But if they keep feeling themselves like this, it could lead to a big misstep.
You know what it is? It's like, change is always, obviously change is disruptive. And this is a change that feels like it's disrupting what the Sony brand is in a way.
Because he is going with the future, though.
No, exactly. Now the thing is, and we've discussed this before, right? He's going with the future. There's no guarantee that they've boned themselves up to the point now where they can handle.
Look, so we have that. You have to say pause.
We got to pause to that one, man. Bone themselves up. Pause, man. Where you at?
So you have to say pause before we can continue.
Pause.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
There's no guarantee, and we discussed this before. There's no guarantee they've put themselves in the proper position of their own accord to be able to be 100% ready for that future, at least ready for that future in the same way that Microsoft is, that Google is, right? So it feels like it's a switch that's happening too quickly, right? And it almost feels like the core aspects of what Sony and PlayStation was this generation, like the absolutely, the great single player stuff, the great first party stuff, it feels like it's being attacked in a way that I don't know. It's just I understand what you guys are saying. Just because they're following suit with what everybody seems to think is the way to go, doesn't mean it's the way to go for them.
Good point. That's a good point.
I think it's the way to go for them, Sovereign, because there's only one way. To be honest with you,
but if only from a narrative dominance way, right? Listen, if narrative means a lot, especially at the start of a generation. If narrative means a lot at the start of a generation, it doesn't look good if at the start of a generation you come off like you're playing follow the leader, and you were the leader.
They've always been following the leader. Accident champions.
Oh, here we go.
Let's get to it.
Here we go. He was sitting on this.
Accident champions. But they have always capitalized on the mistake of others and always shined. They have the best rebuttals in the game.
Remember this is how we share games. Like,
that mic drop.
You know what's funny? How much different this gaming industry would be if Sony went first and announced they cards first. They set it up properly. That's how a master tactician sets it up. Let the fool go first, and you come right behind them. Are you saying Microsoft's a fool? Hold on.
Yes.
You say Microsoft's
yes.
We all agreed that we didn't like the Dan Matrick era and the way that was the whole marketing was just TV. We all agreed that
boy,
this is a system for you. Like, we all agree the messaging was horrible.
No, he was full of himself. And Sony came behind. That was the illest freestyle I've ever seen, where two CEOs stood next to each other and said, "This is how we trade games."
Oh, that was game over.
That was the nail in the coffin. Nobody wanted to connect, brother. Listen. When they went first,
I think that's the most savage thing I've seen them do in a long time.
Awesome.
That was beautiful.
That was beautiful. It was awesome, and they didn't have any.
And they had that. They did that mad fast.
Nice. It was nice. I want this year. I don't want Microsoft to reveal all the cards at E3. I want Sony to come next, and then at the end of the week, Microsoft say, "Oh yeah, the price is such and such and such and such." Thank you. I'm let these dudes tell their stuff first.
I'm gonna throw something out here that's gonna piss people off, right? Has anybody said where Ibarra's going?
No.
Oh, I think he's going to Stadia.
No, that's a good. Let's get to it, Saul.
I can't go into it.
What if he takes over for Layden?
Whoa.
Look, man, we will go into that.
No, I think he's going to
Where's
Stadia.
the same energy? Where's the same energy?
No, listen, no. I told you. Okay,
Let's
me
go.
and Attic talked earlier, right? Okay, me and Attic talked earlier about the Mikey Barra move.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying that that's not a big move. Of course, that's a big move. Okay, it's a huge move. He's a face for the company.
He don't want
He
to.
he's been the face of a company, or one of the faces in a company for 20 years. All right, he's been in.
With a tradition.
Christopher Hart, do you really want him over there with you? Let's keep that
He's not
official.
going there. He's not.
They're Trojan
No.
horsing
You don't want him over there, and I wouldn't take him if he came knocking on my door from a competitive standpoint. No, but this is where it's a little bit different than the Layden leaving. It was official announcement.
Yes, I agree.
Okay,
I agree.
and he explained that I'm going
doing it,
to
yes.
a better place or to a different place. I'm extending to another company. I believe that company is Stadia. I believe that he would be better fit there. Now, being that Iron Lords are privy to a lot of information that we don't give to you guys. We can't, out of partnership, friendships, out of respect to people. We don't say a lot of things. And all I'm going to say on this thing here is, how much did you see of him in the past year?
Well, yeah, I mean, we know that, Mike's role had changed, you know what I'm saying? And definitely, as far as the stage presence and things of that nature, he's kind of was, I wouldn't say surprised, he was doing other things, and his role definitely changed, you know what I'm saying, during the last, I would say, 3 years, you know what I'm saying? First of all, salute to Mikey Barra, you know what I'm saying, good friend of the realm, had him on, and we've been in the chat, ILP chat a few times, and, we'll see what happens with him, you know what I'm saying? I will say this, King, that I do agree is the difference. The problem I have with the Layden situation has always been his weird, I won't say weird, but that curious silence, right? To this day, not a tweet, normally it's a mutual thing. It's the company saying he's leaving, and then, hey, thank you for your time. That's generally business 101 when you're moving on to the next opportunity. The fact that one entity has said it, he has not. We hear behind the scenes between the Ryan and him struggle. It does leave a lot of questions. No one knows. We just say questions.
I don't like when I'm left
just out
to
of curiosity,
speculate.
but did you guys get the super chat?
No, please get it.
All right, so we got a two. First off, 140 people in here. I think that's a number for us. That's
especially 11 a.m.
Hit that like button, you guys. I know we got you guys in here early. Well, it's not early now, but
now we're late.
I definitely appreciate it. But we got a $2 super chat from Stan. She says, like he said, Sony's next Xbox is going to be shaky.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Ken, you got a little army behind you, man.
No, I mean, but listen, man. At the end of the day, look, we got to move on. We got a couple more topics, but listen, this is interesting. We got to see what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? How this whole thing plays out. Very interesting for the start of next gen.
But I'm not ducking anybody's assertion that I'm not having that same energy with Mikey Barra leaving and Mr. Layden leaving.
Facts.
All right, I'm gonna tackle it both the same way. I do not like stuff like that happening with face of companies, but I do say an official announcement by the person that was leaving and the company is a little less shaky. Opposed to somebody like they're just leaving and you get in a tweet. That's kind of different.
Yeah, time is going to tell with these moves and all these moves and all these departures, what's going to happen, and was these moves the right moves. But we are going to move on. Lord Addict, who is cheating in Gears 5?
There's a bunch. Well, it's not really cheating. People are, to be honest with you, there is a couple things. Okay, right now, Coalition. They're the people that make Gears. They are actually putting in some crazy ban hammers for Gears. And like, we ain't talking like the PD ban hammers, okay? We ain't talking like, get out of this little giveaway thing. We talking about you ain't playing our game for a year ban hammers.
That's sick.
So, they did say in the tweet that the people that are getting these harsh penalties. They're for previous activity. So it could be from we do have PC with Gears 5, so they could be using some kind of mod or some kind of cheating mechanism, and that's why they're getting banned. I don't think it's necessarily that, because most of the time when you cheat like that, you get banned for good. Right. For right now, to my standards, people are getting banned from a month up to a year for quitting early. So what I want to bring to the round table, to the Lords, is I want to know: do you think this is fair? Do you think that if you don't think this is fair, I want you to tell me what would be fair.
Lord, sorry, set it off.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like, it's their game to handle as they see fit, and I don't know how true this is, but
what I want to bring to you is, if you spend $60 on, regardless if it's on Game Pass, King, I know you're gonna bring that up. If you spend $60 on this, 60 bones, do you think that they should be able to ban you for a year?
You keep
regardless?
cheating, if you keep cheating,
but are we gonna say quitting is cheating?
If you're quitting constantly,
let's get it
because you're about to take that L.
Let's get it.
Cheating. That's cheating.
Let's get it. I'm with you. Listen, I'm kind of with something.
A year though?
Yeah.
2 years
man,
is
put
excessive.
somebody on timeout for half an hour. These people be putting somebody out for a year. I get my money back then.
If your MO is to constantly do this, you're about to take the L, you quit.
But they don't go into any logistics on how many times. Like, I don't care if you leave a game 20 times.
Did you give me back every time you ban me? Give me back $20
on. You're literally cutting half the game out of the game.
That is stupid. That is so stupid.
I was joking on this so bad. Wait, so good.
But the funny thing is, again, like the Game Pass thing does, I guess, have some merit. If you didn't really, you just pay $1 for it or whatever you pay for it.
A lie. That's a lie.
That is a straight lie. It is a straight lie. But I will say this: it is their game to do with as they please, and if they feel that is appropriate,
I purchased it.
I mean, Coalition can ruin the game as they please too. You don't want them doing that.
You're not playing the game on your servers.
Well, to be fair, this is only
on their servers.
To be fair, this is only ranked.
How did they get these servers, Solvin? Me purchasing this game, right? How did they maintain?
I don't think it works that way, but
I think it works that I'm the backbone of the company. And if I choose not to purchase your game, you don't get those numbers up. So you sitting there banding.
Okay, hold up.
Some boss move said they out here giving tax evasion time.
Hold up. Okay, since we clearly are split down the middle.
Bernie Madoff numbers.
Since we're clearly split down the middle, how it normally is, me, King versus you two, Bob.
Yep, always.
So how would you guys handle this?
Here's how I look at it. Like, is a year to 2 years excessive? Yes. It's ridiculous. I agree. But there is a thing.
I could be dead before I come back to Gears.
There is a thing where you play, as soon as you launch up the multiplayer, it's called the term of service. And you kind of sell your rights over to adhere to what it's their shop. They're like, yo, you coming in our house. Let me intervene for like 15 seconds.
Puerto Rock made a good point. He said, let a dude use the N-word and they only get banned for 10 minutes.
Let me intervene for a couple seconds.
It's
Let
true.
me intervene for a couple seconds. Okay. I see that in the comment, people are saying it's cheating.
Quitting is not cheating.
It's quitting.
But here's my
put one in the chat if you think quitting is cheating.
Here's my
and
problem.
Put 2 if you don't think it is.
Here's my problem with quitting. Again, I play a lot of competitive multiplayer in Destiny. And here's my thing. One of the worst feelings, we're playing as a 4-man team or a 3-man team, and next thing you know, dude drop because you're down 2-0, and it's just you 3v4 or 2v3. That is the worst, but you know it's an L coming. Wait, hold on. I had honor and played through the whole match, even though I got a disadvantage.
What if somebody died in his house and he had to get off the game? Like, you gonna give him a year?
He died 10 times a day.
I will say passing away, but
I will say the addict might have been.
Did you just say salute to all the people passing away?
Salute, because it's clearly this is
a regular
thing that's happening.
I will say. The addict might or might not have been banned for 3 days on Destiny for quitting out with people that have high grimoire and trials. Like, so I do have a little thing in this. Like, if you, I feel like if you're big, people are trying to act like only people getting disconnected or getting banned. Let's be real here. That's not going on.
And let's keep it a thou. Like the studio was like, yo, they not only was they saying they standing on it, They was clapping back. They said, nah, look, Jimmy, he did this 25 times. Like, they had your rap sheet. Like, there was no getting out of it. They had your rap sheet, what you was doing, why you did it. So don't try to act like, why am I getting banned for 2
years? I got
years?
a question for you. Mm-hmm. Do you think if someone is a repeat offender, like 10 times, they've been warned multiple times. Bro. Now, they did say they unbanned everyone.
Mm-hmm. But that's what I'm saying. Like, we acting like first they put the ban hammer down.
I don't know because I haven't played Gears in a while. Is this on the menu? Do you get warned that you might not come back to this for 2 years? Like, that's my question. I want to know.
Right before they about to do it, listen, man, you do that again.
Yeah, that's what they said. The first thing they locked him up at first. They bagged him. They swooped in, right? Locked him up. All right, 2 years. So people are like, oh no, 2 years is on my screen. What's going on? So they said, all right, listen, we on their job. We're gonna let y'all go right now. But if you do this again, you getting the 2, fam. You getting that strong 2, and you're gonna have to hold that sentence.
Don't tell me nothing, man. I spit in the face of authority. I'm purchased this game. You can't tell me what to do with my game. If I choose to run in the game, throw a bomb, and then jump back out, that's my business.
This is our house. You gotta wipe your feet on the carpet. You gotta play.
You know something? You said something in the beginning, and you said that. We signed those terms of agreement. We signed ourselves over, right? Yeah. Is there an option to decline?
Yes, then you can't get in the game.
You decline in the game. You decline in the game turns off. You decline in the game
turns off. Promptly goes back to the UI and says thank you.
Shout out to everybody in here that just keep clicking, yeah, whatever, yeah. And then they get to the game and they be like, I quit. And then they get banned for the year. Yo, I swear, if I pay $50, $60, I want my money back. You're not going to shut me down for a whole year from a portion of a game that I paid for with my bucks. I don't care how. Listen, you better do it better.
You're always saying it came on Game Pass.
Oh no! If it come on,
so if you got a Game Pass and they push you out the back door, like you've been too much.
Well, I want to bring this up.
They push you out that back door.
There's a point no Russian is making. I want to bring this up. This is real though, even though he clowning. He said this is a death blow to Gears 5, right? We know he clowning, but the whole thing is this. I will say this though, where he's on to something.
Not a good look.
Here's the thing.
You don't say it's on to something unless it's color. All right, you can read from that check. You don't say it's on to something.
This is a good
one. Don't be giving out no slogans and put it in color.
Right. It ain't in color. He ain't on to nothing. It ain't in color. But I will say
there we go. We need that retraction.
It's retracted. It's retracted. He ain't on to nothing. But what I will say is there is something to be said. If you banning cats for 2 years, right? You are literally, you don't care about your, don't say you don't care about your player base, but like you really confident that like how many people you gonna keep doing this because you're not allowing people to play in your infrastructure, your lobbies.
Yo, Cog, how many dudes they got playing this game that they could throw dudes out for 2 years?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yo, how many people?
PC numbers must be
must be bananas, son. Because they must really got like 5 million people playing that. They be like 2 years,
millions.
Let's be real here. Let's be fair. This is only ranked. You're only getting banned from ranked.
Okay. If it's just ranked, okay.
You can play casual, you can play all that stuff. So, maybe it is a little bit more acceptable if they keep telling you over and over again. Now, how many times? Because if you ban someone for 2 years, let's be real here. You ban that dude from Gears 5 rank. So do you think that how many offenses would it take before you be like, get out of here, you out?
Two. I'm down.
I don't think two less. I think you get that ban for the day, you get the ban for 7 days, you get banned for a month. And then you get banned for a year, for 6 months, and then you get banned for a year.
I'm down with.
I think that's fair.
Oh, I thought y'all was talking about like, because I don't play that stuff. I told you it's crap. It's crap.
If you keep leaving games, it is affecting the overall experience
for everybody. Yeah.
So I think you leave the first time, you get banned for like the 30 minutes, whatever it is. You leave the second time, it's a day.
Right.
It's the third time, it's a week. The fourth time's a month, and then the fifth time 6 months, and the seventh time's a year.
There's an escalation to it, like that new mode they got. Escalation.
You know what's funny? Like you get banned. You get banned for a year, and then like a screen pops up, and you press A. And it's like, but we got escalation over here for you.
I will agree. I think the fair call is probably like progression. As opposed to such an extreme. 2 years off rip.
Now that I understand it, because I don't care about that multiplayer, to be honest with you. So, but the fact now that you telling me, that first of all, it's a sanctioned fight. That's a sanctioned fight. So if you got dudes stepping off on a sanctioned fight, you deserve to get a year, my dude. Like off the rip. If you squared up, you sign your name on a dotted line, like we gonna meet at Tuesday at 12 o'clock, and then you run out the back door, you deserve to get the banhammer. I'm down for that. But I thought it was casual dudes, just like they left, they wanted to go make a sandwich, and they was like they getting banned for a year. They come back, they can't play.
I wish they would have came out a little bit more with a little bit more details of why people are getting banned for a year, because they said previous stuff, so we don't know what they could have be doing.
Listen, all I know is whoever that chick was, she had your rap sheet. When you try to complain, you try to talk to the judge, she was like, "Nah, fam, you did this on the 22nd." They had your whole quitting history.
She be that person, you doing some illegal pirating, you call the cable company like, "We got your IP, fam. We know it was you." We know it was you, fam. Yeah. So that's what it is, man. Last time we got a roll, let's get up out of here. And, Lord Sov. I'm actually looking forward to this one for Sov. Google, Phil Luminous wants to talk about his new technology for Google Stadia. This is actually hilarious.
That's Phil Bogus.
Phil Luminous.
Are you saying he's the equivalent to Speaker to Cognito?
He's Phil Bogus.
Listen, man, he's got some new cutting edge tech that we got to get into.
Hold on, we got a super chat. Let's go ahead and take this up. We got 120 people. Thank everyone. Hit that like button.
Y'all in the chat. Y'all
we got a $5 super chat from Brad. Obviously, it's Brad. Let's see what he says. I was banned by the coalition for quitting. I had to do number 2. Then you know what? Then you might not have been on to something. So go ahead and do it. Let's be real here, Brap. You weren't playing Gears like that anyway. So let's go ahead and move on.
Let's move on. But Lord Sov, man, what is going on with this new technology from Google Stadia?
So, in an interview with Edge Magazine, the VP of Engineering of Stadia, Maj Bakar, he made the bold statement that eventually he expected Stadia to be more responsive than local consoles. Obviously, wow. So, and the way by which they plan to do this, they've coined as negative latency.
Woo!
So
master
process.
Get it.
So basically, what negative latency is that they say that what they're going to set up a server which sort of can predict latency that occur.
Because I couldn't say this with a straight face. Like
latency is going to it can basically predict. It can basically predict the latency that's happening between the server and the player, and then they'll use certain whatever methods to sort of undercut it. Which is, I mean, honestly, this is what they have to do, right? They have to trick the server into thinking it's running faster than it is.
Right now.
So he said trick like his deception. Continue.
So predicted murders. I'm done with that system.
Nah, said negative latency is cheating. Yo, let's get it.
So what if you put the controller down? Can they predict that?
So can I do a raid? And I've done so many commands, they just predict the whole raid for me, and I can sit down and eat a sandwich while they beat it for me.
True. They got Miss Cleo in the box.
Call me now.
Hit me now, Stadia people. Hit me now.
Hey, Keith, this is actually a good look for you, man. You can beat games like Bloodborne if it comes over, because they're gonna do it for you.
They're doing prediction. They're gonna know I'm gonna die, so they're gonna kill me as soon as I start. They got prediction game, and they're just taking the game from people.
Imagine if you're playing Destiny, and your people like me and Cognito like use emotes all the time, like when we're not supposed to. We're gonna be like jumping up, and it's gonna do an emote. He's like, "Whoa, you did an emote last time. You don't want to do it this time."
Shout out to Phil Bogus.
Shout out to Cedric H. So the $5 super chat stopping by before I clock back in. My brother Cedric Egg salute, man. Always good. But Saul, continue with this tech. You're not respecting this tech, and we need to really break this down. This is cutting edge, negative latency.
This is vaporware.
This is the new wave, and y'all gotta listen while Saul is
Addiction
cooking.
tech.
Saul is cooking up, baby. Let's go.
So they're basically saying that by setting up this buffer and being able to using machine learning and AI, they can predict button presses to the point that will help speed up the game. Another way you can trick the server is by running the game at super high frame rates, which would translate to a super steady 30 frames per second.
Better than local hardware. That's what we going to do. That's what they saying.
They said it's better than what you got in your hands.
Yeah.
This looks, I mean, if they would have said it translates to a 60 frames per second local experience, I'm like, okay, 30. I'm not jumping for joy for that. Like, I don't. That's not what I'm. I'm not sold. The machine learning stuff is real, but I think that these, especially the next consoles and whatnot, they're going to be using it to improve, like resolution and stuff like that with the deep learning and stuff like that.
Right.
Can they predict certain button presses if they have the correct algorithm and but
what if you got finger Tourette's?
Yeah, exactly. What if you did
let me address something real quick. That thing that said, so does this mean if I die in a raid, I can say the game for 10 minutes?
You can blame negative latency if you mess up.
We got a $5 super chat from Brap. Negative latency is today's version of blast process.
Listen. Let me jump in. Because Saul was cooking. So now here's the thing. Y'all. Shout out to the OG of the Xbox, Seamus Blackley, man. He had a hot freestyle against Stadia when this news dropped. So shout out, he said, this is some unfortunate messaging on many levels. Google needs to let game devs check some of their talking points before they let them loose in the wild. Their team is smarter than this. So he goes on to just say this is horrible and basically, saying there's some fraudery here. Now, in Saul's defense, with what the point is, as far as the tech had existed. Microsoft had talked about this tech from way back.
They've been talking about deep learning for a long time, and it's real. But when you talk about predictive stuff, when you're talking about using it to predict button presses in a game, like you don't really know how people play. Like, what I'm saying? Again, the learning part of it is that it learns patterns, right? And I don't know if it's able to learn individual patterns of individual players. Like that's kind of crazy. But yeah,
it'd be crazy if it learns patterns when you like drinking and playing games, and when you're sober, you're like, I was drunk. Stop it.
Like, it's weird, that stuff, maybe with enough information 10, 15 years down the line, it'll be something that really works. But it does, it feels like it's marketing speak to try to get people on board, like faster than local.
Yeah, that's a bit. That's where, that's where they lost me. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Pixelbit too. It predicts the next move, so it plays itself. That's where they lost me, y'all.
And that's what they're saying with the frame rate, right? They'll run the game from the server at a super high frame rate, so it'll appear as if it's 1-to-1 on the gamer side.
Right.
They're trying to sell this thing to you so bad.
And
if somebody's job is on the line, I think it's full bogus job is on the line.
The reality is that these are the tricks you have to do to get this stuff to work, right? I don't know what xCloud is doing per se, but
they ain't doing that. I can tell you that they don't have the Miss Cleo in the box.
Listen, all that's ever been responsible for anything is this stuff.
Yeah, I would love to see this in action. This predicting and adapting, and
like I said, I played Project Stream when they had it in beta. It was impressive. It was not 1-to-1. It just wasn't.
I predict
That's because
that
this
nobody
wasn't
on
in
the
place
panel
by then yet,
purchases
Saul.
it. I predict that nobody on the panel purchases it. I predict that nobody will know how it predicts because nobody gonna be playing it.
Shout out to Brad. Brad said, I wish I had negative latency in real life when my mom threw chancletas at me. so you can matrix out of the way.
Yeah, man. Everybody wish they had. Listen, we shall see. The jury's out, man. We shall see what's going on, man. But that's what I got. Negative latency.
Y'all out of control. This is crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was hot out here in these streaming streets. So let's get this new ILP poll and wrap this up, man. With the recent announcement and details of the PlayStation 5 hardware, do you think Project Scarlet can afford to have less power or equal to the PlayStation 5 in regards to performance? The choices are A, no. If PlayStation 5 is more powerful, that is the death blow for Scarlet.
Facts.
B, yes. Quality titles from Xbox Game Studios supplants the power narrative. Or
lie.
C, I don't care. Stadia negative latency will surpass all console gaming. That is the choices. Rock the ILP vote.
I
when
would
it
have
goes
preferred
up.
you to make fun of Nintendo in some way in that third one.
Now Stadia's out here, baby. We don't need local hardware no more. We got negative latency, baby. That's what we doing right here. That is the question. Those are the
Better
choices.
than what you got.
Better than what you got. That's what it is, man.
Out of
That is
control.
what it is. Those are the choices. Rock the vote. Please support, you know what I'm saying, the Lords out here in the realm. Lord Addict, what do you have going on, man? Where can people find you?
The only thing I got going on is trying to get this raid done.
Word. Let's get it
I'll
done.
definitely be playing Link's Awakening some more today.
Yes.
I definitely appreciate everyone coming by. You know, we had a great turnout today.
Yes.
Definitely hit that like button. We got 99 people. Someone hit that like button to make it 100.
Yes, one more. We got 100, y'all.
Definitely see you next week. And until next time, Addicts out.
Yes, sir. You already know what use the Twitter.
we got-
wow. Hold on. Shout out to One Bad Mother. Saul, you want to get that one?
Shout out to One Bad Mother with the $5 super chat. Appreciate how IOP leads by example. Disagreements and discourse with respect. In the end, gamers need to back the gamers first.
Yo,
No
that's
doubt.
You know,
That's what's
one
up.
that you might be on to something.
Very well
That's
said.
what's up, man. Word.
Yeah,
That's
we
literally what it's
definitely on
about.
something.
We can disagree, but at the same time, it's all love, it's all respect.
always love,
You know what I'm saying? We go at each other all the time. That's just what it is.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Y'all have no idea. Like,
If you can actually see that chat.
oh,
And you can see the chat, and if you could see us 20 years ago when we were doing this same
Oh,
stuff
God.
in a room, like you're immature, whatever. They were actual fights that broke out.
Oh, it was real. It was real. It was real out here.
Physical altercations that broke out.
Altercations. People was dying on this.
What they said they about that mob
They're
deep
about
life.
to have more deep life on this, man. Shout out, you know what I'm saying, to all the lords from back in the day. Lord Sovereign, man, out here firing, busting off. What's going on? Where can I find you, man?
He cooking, he cooking,
baby.
he cooking, baby.
And no doubt. And shout out to everybody that came through there. Seriously, like we had
Word. It was a fun chat today.
50, yeah, very fun chat. You guys make the show lit.
Oh,
Always.
Scream said we hit 100.
No doubt.
Other
Oh,
lights.
102.
101, that's what's up. Good looking,
Oh,
guys.
yeah.
It's at 101. I asked for 100, so I'll go ahead and
Yo,
unlike
salute,
the
y'all.
YouTube video.
Love y'all. Continue.
And shout out to the 2 downvotes. We love you too.
Yo,
Thank
shout
you.
out to them
I
dudes
know
that
who
come
they
in just to put
was.
this, like,
I know who he was.
That's Brap. That's Brap in his alternate
nah,
account.
Brap is love.
That's
We gonna
Brap
do
in
that.
slow-mo.
Nah,
That's
we
what
not-
them
Nah,
two
nah,
are.
Never,
baby.
never. Those
I
are the
know
ones.
exactly. I know exactly who one of them is.
Continue.
Shout out to you, brother.
Continue.
No doubt. You guys can find me on Twitter, LordSovILP, and BX Sovereign on PSN and Xbox Live. And definitely go check out everything on lordsofgaming.net and check out the latest roundtable review.
Woo!
We break down what we thought about Joker. Woo!
Woo!
Please.
I got to go see that film.
Yeah, season of
Oh, you haven't
opposites.
seen it? Oh,
Oh,
please.
No, I haven't seen it. That's
Oh,
why I didn't
yeah,
look
yeah.
at the whatchamacallit. I
Okay.
saw a little bit of the review.
Mhm.
I love that. Me and Cox sat there with the intro and the stuff
Yeah.
like that, and the music and stuff. I love it. I love
That's
one.
love.
There's a couple of things that I'm gonna put in the chat. I'm gonna tell you what to do next.
Yeah.
But other than that, I do love it. Trust me.
We appreciate
you
the
know,
feedback. We're trying to grow this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody, go watch the video.
Mhm.
If you didn't see Joker, I don't know if there's any spoilers.
Oh, it's straight spoiler
Oh,
cast. Do not see this if you. Yeah.
So if you saw the movie Joker, then look at it. But then listen, talk to us inside the chat because we definitely interact with everybody.
Yeah, man. So salute to that. Lord King, man. KOS, what else is going on? Where can the people find you?
Oh man, listen, check this out. This fine statue right here. Y'all really have to go look at it. I'm not just talking about it just to talk about it. Trust me. She zoomed out back there. You gotta see her. Like the other Wonder Woman I have, she's nice. She's a little thin body. This is a robust woman. This is a Wonder Woman. All right. This is what it do right here. And the dynamic pose is beautiful. It lights up. I would have did the light off thing and showed y'all stuff, but I was not going through that. Go watch it at the site. Y'all can see it. I have something very special coming, and it's supposed to be here on Tuesday. And that statue I've waited for at least 8 to 9 months, and it's already shipped and it's on its way. And I'm gonna probably be one of the first people to debut it and show it to you. Remember what I tell you guys? I love strength, and this character is the epitome of strength. $1,400.
He's gonna be a statue of himself.
I wish it would be a statue. I mean, I'll be over the moon. It cost me $1,400 with shipping. These ain't no joke. These are not these stuff that you go at GameStop. No shade to GameStop that's going out of business. But there's no shade that there's a little PVC stuff. This is real resin stuff. PVC? Yeah, no, PVC is plastic, vinyl, something.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. Also, we got Combat Talk coming up. All you guys, I really need y'all to first and foremost, if you're a Destiny head, there's no reason why you're not looking and listening to the last word. That's trust me, that's where I get all my Destiny information from. You want to know how to do stuff, you want to know ratios, what guns is good, what's the best build, stuff like that. Ebontis Incognito breaks it down like no other.
Forte said, he's coming for you. He said, damn it, King, stop. We ain't dead yet.
No. You probably be like one of the last stores that's still alive. One of the little guys still there. But when they go over to services, I'm pretty sure you'll be head of services. I still get my game
clothing line.
Oh my god! Shout out to them. Shout out to Game Forte.
That's my dude. Right. Listen, and also go to lordsofgaming.net. And when you go to lordsofgaming.net, there's a tab that's at the top, right? And you go to Iron Lords and you click that Iron Lords tab, and there's more subtext and categories that's in it that you can see all the stuff that we do and all the stuff that we're about. There's a full-fledged website where you can see Lord Addict's hard game reviews. This guy is not a joke. It is not a game with this dude. He really goes into these games that and I won't play. I won't play it. I'm admiring him for playing it. Thank you, sir. And who put up the new review that's up right now that I was just getting ready to read because you hit me this morning.
Oh man, we got a couple, man. There's so much. We got some new writers in the building. I want to shout out Lord Marco. We got Lord Gene. We got Max Payne jump off going on. We had the Marvel.
Max Payne.
Yeah, we had the Marvel joint. Yeah, we had a lot. So we got some new writers in the building. Shout out to Gene 37. You know what I'm saying? He's out there. Our PAX brethren, new member, lordsofgaming.net, and of course Lord Marco, our brother from Romania. You know what I'm saying? He put up that Max Payne joint, got a lot of positive feedback, man. Support the rider. We see y'all out there. Please retweet. You know what I'm saying? We seeing them here ye's come in, on deck. So we seeing, the growth there. And like I said, shout out to Dizzy, shout out to Lord Josh Redding. Old school style is moving out here with the tech stuff. But continue, King. I will let you finish.
I'm done. I just want to say shout out to my block brother, 108 Dragon TV. If you're not subscribed to 108 Dragon TV, you're missing out on stuff right there. Make sure you go to his channel, subscribe, follow. Also, I want to give a shout out to Porter Rock. A lot of times, people really give negative words to people. He has never been rude to me. He has never been disrespectful to me. He has always come with his facts, and I respect the brother for doing exactly and living his passion. So, and for him to show up inside the chat, shout out to you, brother. That's hella respect.
Yeah, I'm gonna end it too. Yeah, man, that's the thing, man. At the end of the day, I think somebody put it who in the super chat word perfectly, which is look, we all have different viewpoints. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we all are not going to agree. Even the Lords, we fight amongst ourselves all the time. And it's just that respect level to be able to come in here. And even like I said, even I see you know Russian, you know what I'm saying? He be showing his little shots. Everybody throw their little shot. But at the end of the day, we keep it respectful. We feel how we feel, but it's all love. We want y'all all to feel comfortable in the realm of the Lords. That's how we rock. Like you, Soft said, we already got that roundtable review. If you have seen Joker, it's a spoiler cast. It is fire. Lord Meds was up in the building. It was lit. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be doing more of that. Please give us your feedback on that. You know, the reviews, lordsofgaming.net. We also moving out here in these streets. Check that out. The audio, all that good stuff will go up. Football is rocking and rolling, y'all. That's all I got. Attic, you got anything else before we rock out of here?
Go Yankees.
Go Yankees.
Yo, that was a hell of a
Attic, somebody
game.
help Attic get this raid. We gonna do it, yo. Everybody enjoy your Sunday. We out. Peace.